Hello. We're live.
Hello, Danielita.
Hello, Kokiro. What was that?
How are you?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Why are you always so funny when we start? I don't know. Hello,
Well, it's difficult to start.
Danielita.
Hello, Danielira.
Hello, my Kokiro.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm super good.
You're good?
Yeah, I had some coffee
Uh-huh.
before we started the live stream.
Yes.
I had a little bit of cold brew.
I have no idea what that is.
And I had it
Cold.
like I heated up. No. So I had a hot cold brew.
Okay, that makes no sense to me, but I'm guessing it makes sense to somebody.
Yeah. The thing is that I thought that
Yeah.
I would receive today the creamers,
Yeah.
but I had to ask before because I have to buy like the bundle.
Yeah.
So
I'm acting as if I know what you're talking about.
no. I have to buy a pack of 3.
Okay.
So
No other way of buying it.
no, because now it's not in any like supermarket.
No?
I don't know why. So I have to buy it from somewhere else.
Yeah. You
They
have a
just-
dealer.
No.
You have a creamer dealer.
No. And they just sell the pack of 3. So I wanted to know the expiring date.
Expiration date,
Expiration date.
yeah?
So they just answered. So I
Okay.
guess I'm gonna get it tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't been able to have my matcha.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I see you like down.
Yeah. So
What is
I
it that
had
it
to-
provides to you? What's the word? The little keyword?
calmness alert?
Calm alertness.
Calm alertness or
Although I like calmness alert.
alert. Alert calmness? ¿Cuál era?
Yeah, you would say it like that.
Alert calmness.
Again, no idea what that means.
Right. Let's see.
Or maybe that's how like a bunny lives its whole life, like in an open field.
No, I don't think they are calmed.
Ever?
No.
Do you think they're always alert?
Yeah, they're.
That's
all
not
the
a
time.
life worth living then.
Well, not for you,
I
but
know,
for a
but
bunny it is. So.
oh geez, no. Yeah, I would never want to be a bunny then.
But
But I'm guessing they learn how to be calm. They have to. They have to be like, okay, this is how we live.
no, because you.
We just have to be alert, always alert.
But calm.
But eventually, you reach calmness.
No, because I
'Cause
think
if you're
that-
not alert, the eagle comes down and goodbye, bunny.
No, but I think they're just alert. Period.
Yeah. Oh no.
Because their heart rate is like crazy.
Well, that's not. I mean, it has nothing to do with being alert.
Well, but with matcha for humans,
Yeah.
it's different. I mean, that's the reason why it was the drink of choice.
Yeah. Of bunnies.
For some monks. No. Like
okay.
actually speaking,
Okay.
giving you some facts.
Oh, please. Monks.
Yeah, because it helped them go through a lot of hours of meditation
Yeah.
without getting tired.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Sure.
they help them be awake,
Oh, fuck.
alert,
Sorry.
focused.
I just wasn't focused. I'm missing some matcha.
You need matcha, yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was my umber.
Because I know that you
Clearly not a monk, am I?
no, because it makes you awake and like alert
Yeah.
but in a calm way. I don't know how to.
No, that's undescribable.
Because for
really.
example, I had the first half of the cold brew
Mm-hmm.
before I went to the mall because I needed to go to the bank.
Yeah.
And when I was in the line of the bank,
Yeah.
my hand was like shaking. And I was like, no, this is not good for me. So
Yeah.
I drank the rest as soon as I arrived.
Okay, no, I
It was a
didn't
joke.
get. Oh,
No,
okay.
well, you're being terrible
What?
with my jokes today. But
I mean,
no,
your jokes could be better today.
well,
But
your
yo, mama.
your mama.
Yeah, don't speak about my mom. Come on. That's kind of cheap.
Yes, but I'm not gonna go into your terrible humor. So no, yeah, all of this to say that
Yeah.
tomorrow I might be finally
Awake.
drinking matcha.
Oh,
again.
good, important day.
So let's see.
What happens?
We can say hi.
Oh, yes, please.
So
Or
okay.
before we say hi, let me say what we're doing right now for the people that maybe
Our new
joined and they're saying like, why are we working without really knowing what's going on?
So
Yesterday,
you should do. I'm sorry.
yes.
You should do like a longer intro
Okay.
if someone's new, maybe. So you can introduce yourself, please.
Okay.
Let
I
them know a
am-
little bit more about the channel, and now explain what you're doing. So,
Jesus Christ. Woo. Put me to
Please.
work, please. Hello. My name is Nicolas Uribe, and I have a partner who is going through some withdrawal because she can't have her matcha right now. So we are painting through this very painful moment.
I'm Danny.
And yeah. And right now we're doing an underpainting. We're doing a painting on 3 layers. So we're
Yeah.
doing underdrawing, a drawing, which we did yesterday with a color pencil. Why color pencil? Why not? With a color pencil, and we sealed it with 2 coats of transparent acrylic binder
Yes.
so we can actually see the drawing.
That session of the drawing
Yes.
is in our channel.
Yes.
If maybe you haven't seen it and
Yeah.
you want to see it after
Yes.
this session, it's there for you to watch.
Yes. And today we're doing the underpainting, which means that we're just going to, I'm sorry, my nose is itching. We're just going to, it's probably because I'm using liquid and I'm not used to.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm super sensitive now to stuff that has solvent in it.
I'm deviating a little bit the topic, but I feel that makes you realize how bad it is. I mean, that you get used to mediums and solvents and everything.
Yeah.
But once you go back to them, it's like your body is always trying to.
Yeah, my nose is like super, super itchy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So, yeah, I'm sorry.
No. So we're using liquid. I'm trying to think what other, sort of things we could use. We could use ink, to be completely honest, for an underpainting. Since this is acrylic, we could use acrylic. So maybe I
Since
should.
this is acrylic binder, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
because maybe someone's new and they think that you're painting in acrylics.
No, I'm
So
painting in oils.
Exactly.
So I'm painting in oils because that's how I've painted my whole life. And I've traditionally worked within a very, classical manner of constructing a painting. But until, a couple of years ago, I realized that I'm not a big fan of like traditional mediums that involve like a lot of solvent. So I started to diminish the use, to cut the use of solvents and to cut the use of mediums. And that led me to the place where I am right now, which I normally, not today, but normally paint on a raw piece of paper. And I use straight paint. So it's very fundamental painting. It really is just a substrate, your paints, brushes, and you're done. You don't really need anything else. And last week, we did an exercise.
You okay?
No, I'm suffering through this.
Do you need something?
No. I think it's maybe unrelated, but my nose started itching and I can't get rid of it. Or I probably have to like sneeze, and then I'm gonna blow everyone's ear, like everybody's
maybe
eardrums.
you can let me know, just like
No. I'm good.
we can
I'll
have
power
a
through
word
it. No.
and I can like
Oh, I'm good.
silence, like mute
No. I'm
the
good. I'm good.
microphone so you could sneeze.
No, no, no. I'm good. I'm good.
As
I'll
hard as you want.
it's kind of like COVID days when you had to like cough, and it was like the worst thing that you could ever do in public.
Yeah. Oh, and talk to me that I have a terrible.
Yeah, you have like a chronic cough,
Yeah, like
cough that
my
has like
standard
nothing to do.
cough is
Oh,
as
you
if
have
I
like
was super ill.
emphysema cough.
But that's because I was in the hospital when I was a kid, and that's like something that just like stick with me,
Yeah, yeah.
like that coughing. It's not that I'm sad, that I'm sick, that I'm sad or sick.
La-da-da-da.
Yeah, but I remember when it was like quarantine,
Yeah.
and I had to go to the bank or something, and it was super early, so it was cold. So
Yeah.
I started coughing, and the line was shorter. So that was helpful.
Yeah, very inconsiderate of you.
No, I'm joking. But
Yeah,
everyone
people would
was
look
just
at you
like
like,
staring and
animal, why don't
yeah.
you stay at home?
Yeah, but I remember I was like coughing under the mask.
Yeah, like.
But then I couldn't contain it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Let's stick to that coughing story.
So, the underpainting.
Yeah,
You were
so-
saying that you're using liquid, but you
Yeah,
could
so I'm
use...
using an alkyd medium. Liquid is the brand. It's a product name that Winsor Newton does. They actually, if I'm not mistaken, I could be, but I don't think I am. They invented alkyd mediums, and liquid is the first of the alkyd mediums that we've used with oil painting, and it's almost like Coke, not like Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Before anyone gets confused, you know how in the 80s, mid 80s, they tried to relaunch Coca-Cola, and they put out this thing that was called Coke, and it was different, and then nobody liked it, and then they had to go back to like Coke original recipe. And they've tried like tons of weird different recipes also throughout the years. But Liquin has done that. Liquin has done a bunch of different, there's been a bunch of like weird iterations of Liquin. And I remember using two of them that were quite different. One was like super pink. I remember that, like super, super pink. And I have no idea, to be super honest with you, I don't know what was different about it. You know, I couldn't tell aside from just the color that was very evident.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently there were issues. I'm guessing the issues with Liquin will have to be issues regarding like delaminating. Like maybe it's not a good adhesive, so it doesn't adhere well to surface. It doesn't bind well to surfaces. So what it creates is like a film that you can like easily just peel off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it had to do with that. Again, this is all pure speculation, but I'm just thinking of like the things that could be problematic. And the other one is yellowing or turning into, you know, having like a tint that would surface, you know, with the years. So I'm guessing it has to be those issues. And what they eventually did was go back to the original formula. So there was a time when you could buy Liquin and you would buy like these weird things. And I don't know if they branded at that point like Liquin original formula. Maybe. I think I may be misremembering, but I don't think so. I have a memory of like maybe buying at some point things that were called like original formula or something like that. So no, nothing like that.
Well, Liquid Original.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Liquid Original.
Okay, there we go. So
Yours maybe
Liquid Original.
Liquid Original, yeah.
yes, so that's why it says original in the bottle. That's exactly why it says original. So yeah, so I'm using that. The reason, the sole reason that I'm using it, because I don't think it's a perfect medium by any means. It's a very, very, very strong medium in the sense that it dries very, very quickly. It'll be dry by tomorrow for sure. Not even like touch dry, but it'll be completely dry. But it's one of those mediums that restorers would absolutely hate. Absolutely hate. because it's a medium that transforms. So it doesn't just oxidize, but when it comes in contact with oxygen, it transforms into something else. Don't ask me what, because I'm not a chemist. It would be nice if we could find like chemists that could understand oil painting and do
Yeah.
like an interview with them. Maybe we can find somebody.
Restorator. ¿Cómo se dice?
Restorators, they know, but they're not chemists.
Yeah, but
They're not quite chemists. They're actually like the midpoint between chemists like and artists. But they are not quite chemists.
yes, but
They understand.
Because I remember I recently I was talking with one restorator,
Yeah.
and they were saying that they are usually not artists. For example, in the place that I was talking to,
Yeah.
the restorators were not artists, because if they were artists, that's what they were saying to me. But some restorators that are also artists,
Yeah.
like want to sometimes put their hand into it. Like it's easier when they have no approach, like no idea of art,
Wow.
so they can approach it. No, that was like exactly what they were telling
Yeah,
to
but
me there.
how do you feel about that though?
Well, I think that if you know that you're restoring something, you're not gonna put your hand. I mean, if you have to restore a Rembrandt, it's not like you're gonna paint like you paint
Yeah.
in it.
Right.
But they were telling me that they just like they usually are not artists. That maybe they are restorators and then they get interested in art, but not the other way around.
Wow.
At least the people I was talking to, and you know what people I'm talking.
Yeah. Yes,
about,
it's amazing. Some of the best in the world, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that there has to be like a level of understanding, don't you think?
No, I think that
Like
too.
if you're painting, highlights, and you're saying these are thicker because they painted it this way, or oh, this is a cooler glaze because it makes sense that they were putting this on top of this other color. Like, I think ideally you would want somebody who understands what's going on.
Yeah, but
in
I
terms
think
of
the way, at least what I was seeing, they
Yeah.
have like a ton of notebooks,
Yeah.
and they do super different I don't know how to call it, like tests
Yeah.
to know what was there before.
Yes.
So it's not like someone with an artist eye that said, this looks like a glaze, this looks like blah blah blah, but they just use like different x-rays and ultraviolet and
right.
all
No,
these things to have like the facts. So
Right.
they were telling us how you could see once you start cleaning the glaze,
yeah.
how the green, like you could see, for example, if you're talking about a green in a painting,
Yeah.
so you could see how that pigment,
Yeah.
the original pigment, react and what was added afterwards, because the pigment and the oil mixture would change in a different way, so it would read differently in the tests they do.
Right. No, but I'm guessing that that's part of being a restorer. Like everything you're describing.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say that they are like facts, like fact.
Right.
Like they're not interpreting things.
No, but I'm not saying like an artist would just interpret anything. So what you're describing is what I would think is part of just being a restorer, period. Like
Yeah.
if you are a restorer, that's what you do.
Yeah.
But I would probably, favor the people that understand painting. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm guessing that if you have that knowledge and if you understand painting, because restorers have to do a ton of interpreting. It's crazy how much they have to like decide, like, okay, we should take this layer off because whatever reason. For example, Turner's paintings have to be some of the toughest paintings to restore because he would varnish, in the final varnish, let's say, he would still be painting. So many of those final layers that would yellow, which is what the restorers usually clean, would contain, let's say, painting layers.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't just, a final varnish layer that would protect the painting. It would be an actual paint layer.
Yeah.
So there's no way that you can determine what is a varnish layer and what is a paint layer.
Mm-hmm.
And many times they'll go further down. Like if you're going, almost like, what do you call that? Like,
by layers, yeah.
Yeah, but almost like in a geological way.
Because they could do that. They were telling us.
Right. Yeah,
They
layers
could
are usually
like scan
sort of
and
couched.
see like the exact
Yeah.
layer it was painted
And if
in.
like
so.
nowadays you would paint isolating layers, let's say with a retouch varnish,
Mhm.
oh, that would be like a sandwich. Like nowadays we could isolate super, super clearly every paint layer if we wanted to. If I did this and put like retouch varnish and then painted my my first layer of paint, whatever that would be, and then retouch varnish, every layer would be like super, super sandwiched really well. But I don't think that painters usually think that way, like thinking of, oh, I hope that 200 years from now, I'm going to make this easy so that people 200
Could
years from now
restore it, yeah.
can know up to what, I'm sorry, up to what layer they should go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, but I get what you're saying, because I remember it was super interesting. Because I always thought that restorers,
Yeah.
and at least the restorers in the place that I talked to,
Yeah.
because as you were saying, they are like one of the best restorers in the world.
Right.
And I thought that maybe they were artists, but they
Yeah.
weren't.
So do you think like you can, like, we would be able to go up to them and say, what happens to liquid? Liquid is an alkyd medium. What
know,
happens to liquid when it dries?
I
And they just
think
know exactly what happens?
I don't know, but I think that would, like, I'm now that I think about it, I'm sad that I didn't ask that, because I think that was like the perfect moment. But we would have to go again to Rome to
Yeah.
ask them. So it's not.
So I'm guessing, for example, Winsor Newton,
Yeah.
the people that produce liquid are chemists. 100, like, I'm completely sure of that. So could a chemist be a restorer?
I
Probably
would
not.
I would think so. Because also you have to think about all the different steps. Because I thought that it was like a restorer would know about everything of the restoration.
Yeah, maybe
But when
they're
I
very
when I went
specialized.
there, yeah, they were like, no, I'm only the person, and this is like a fact. There
Yeah.
was a person that was just in charge of taking away the varnish.
Mm.
So they were like trying different chemicals
Oh, like
to
solvents.
see
Yeah.
exactly, to see which one worked better,
Yeah.
and then they would do like a register of all that in the book, and they would pass it to the other person that was in charge of, for example, the little cracks in the
Oof.
wood.
Yeah.
So it was like, I only do the cleaning of the varnish. I only do. So I think that's interesting, because I always thought that
Yeah, I
it
thought
would
they
be
were
like,
one thing.
Yeah, I thought that too. But no, and I remember I was asking to the first person, because they were like it was like a long desk, and they were working in the desk, and you could ask one person, and we asked something to one person, and they were like, no, afterwards, when you talk to that person that's in charge of the painting,
Yeah.
they can tell you about that. Or
Oh.
afterwards, when you ask the person in charge of taking away the varnish, they can answer that. So I think that's very interesting. 'Cause
Yeah.
again, and it makes sense now that I think about
Right,
it. It's not
right.
like you could ask any doctor for an advice of, I don't know, I have a broken bone. Can you help me?
Well, there is something like
Or I have.
general medicine that. Can...
Yeah, but no, maybe I did a terrible example. But
No.
I
no.
have a rash in my skin. So you would have to go to the dermatologist.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there
could
are
be,
doctors
there
that
could
are.
be a surgeon that can be like, yeah, I'm a doctor, but I'm not that doctor.
Oh yeah, you
So-
wouldn't go to like a shoulder doctor to say, I think I have something in my brain. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I can, suggest another
Yeah, so
neuro.
what I'm trying to say is that they could all be
Yeah,
restorers,
maybe. Yeah. I didn't.
they're like, they have, ¿cómo se dice? Especializado.
Specialized. Yeah.
Specialized in different things. So I just think it was super interesting.
Yeah. So probably there are some that are chemists there, and there are others that are more sensitive to painting. Let's say maybe, and maybe the chemist is like, "Don't give me a brush. Like I'm not gonna touch that painting." And then the painter feels, well, I don't know that much about the chemical compounds, but I know how to paint these little layers or how to fill these little gaps. Maybe, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I was trying to see if you could look for the chemical reactions in alkyd medium.
Well, what happened when it oxidizes? That's what I don't know. But to be 100% honest, I don't understand what an alkyd medium is. So I know it's an alcohol and an acid. Aside from that, I don't know what it is. I really don't.
No. So I found something that's called deoxidative
No, that's
drying of alkyd paint catalyzed by metal complexes.
Okay.
So I have no idea what I'm reading.
That's
so
beyond.
that's not it.
Yeah, that's
Or maybe
beyond
it is,
our-
but I have no idea.
No, I wish we had somebody. I don't know. I mean, at some point, I knew of somebody that could help, and they were chemists because they worked for this this like multinational acrylic company, and the person that was in charge said, "Hey, do you want this dude, our head chemist, to explain to you guys how gesso is made and how
that's
acrylics."
super cool. I would be like so annoying with a lot of questions.
No,
if
we
I
had
could
like
prepare the questions.
Yeah, we had like a whole afternoon where he made like a presentation for us, and it was like super cool. I don't remember anything about that day, but I remember it was very cool. Like I remember understanding everything he was saying, and he made things that you kind of understood. He made them really simple. He explained them in a very, very simple way. So it was very cool.
Wait, because I want to see.
I can try to look for that. There must be something that is like layman's terms, explaining what happens, like what goes on in an alkyd medium when it oxidizes. What I know to be true is that it doesn't oxidize like oil paint. So oil paint, when it oxidizes, it doesn't really change. It just creates like a film on top. So it makes like a skin. But underneath, all the molecules, they still move, and they are chemically exactly the same. Exactly the same. Nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing's changed. Like pigments can degrade through time for sure. They are affected by sunlight. They're affected by humidity. They're affected by tons of factors. But in terms of like oil being the vehicle of paint, nothing weird happens. There are some oils that yellow more than others, and nowadays we usually see oil paint that's ground in different oils, and the reason that we choose different oils is mainly because they don't yellow. It's not so much handling. Handling is usually the same. Oil, I've never really liked oil as a medium. I think it's very slippery. Very, very slippery. So I don't think it's a great medium, to be completely honest. There are people that love, slipping and sliding through their painting. They adore that. I'm not good at that. So I've never really liked how oil feels as a medium, like that the extra oil that you would put down in your paint to use it as a medium, because technically speaking, we're using a ton of oil when we paint. Our paints are already ground in oil, so we are using a bunch of oil without even thinking about it. But I forgot where I was going with that. Anyways, I enjoy this alkyd medium. I don't know exactly what it does. Oh, so what was happened like when it oxidizes? So oil just oxidizes and creates a film layer on top. But that's it. There's nothing complicated about it. Alkyds behave a little more like acrylics. You know how acrylics, when they dry on your palette, you can't pour water and you can't pour... I wonder if you can dissolve acrylics with something once they're dry. I mean, you could probably dissolve them with like a super, super strong solvent that would go, it would probably dissolve your palette if you dip your palette for long enough time in that solvent. So that's not the point. The point is not to use like the strongest of solvents to finally dissolve something, because that does nothing. I mean, yes, you dissolved dry acrylic, but then you also dissolve the rest of your painting. So it wouldn't make any sense. So alkyd medium behaves a little bit more like acrylic, where it transforms. Like it actually transforms chemically into something else once it oxidizes. And the thing is, that thing that it transforms into is very, very, very hard to dissolve. Very, very hard. So there's no practical way of dissolving it without damaging paint layers. There's no way. And that's why restorers would absolutely hate liquid. And that's why we are using it.
So I found an article.
Oh, let me see.
No, but I can't read it. I mean, it's super long, but I'm going to let it open here. It says, a comparison study of alkyd resin used in artworks by blah, 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 blah.
That sounds super interesting.
The influence of aging.
Ooh.
So I think it's very, very interesting, but it's very long too.
Okay.
So I would like to...
Do you have images?
It has graphs and...
It has like a spectrometer graph.
Yeah. So I don't know if I could
have
an answer right now, but I'm going to let it open.
Leave that tab open. I'll give it a read this afternoon.
No, and I want to read it too.
Oh, of course.
Or you could pass it to me. You could send it to me.
Yeah, of course. You can send it.
Or you could send it to me.
You could send it to you
right
away.
Or you could send it to me.
Send it to you
I'm working right now, so
right away.
I can't be sending.
Oh, listen to you. I can't be sending.
I can't be Googling right now, Nicolas.
You're right.
I'm working.
Yeah, Mrs. Let me look at pandas fighting.
No. So, is it okay now if we say hi?
I guess it's fine. I guess.
Luisa Marcela, perdón, otra vez. Luisa Marcela Ortiz Mejía.
Luisa Marcela, sí.
Dice, saludos, Coco.
What? Ay. Luisa Marcela, ¿qué?
Ortiz Mejía.
¿Debería conocer a Luisa Marcela?
O de pronto es que Luisa Marcela ha visto que yo te digo Coco.
Y está montadora, Luisa Marcela.
Pero sí, pero es chistoso porque, pues, se lo digo yo como...
No, pues...
O sea, es como mi apodo y es el apodo de la familia de él, entonces...
Y el de Luisa Marcela.
Sí. Jeff Akoff was saying, hola Nico y Dani desde Holanda. Alert calmness sounds nice. The opposite of most of modern society. Brain foggy anxiety. LOL. And Jeff was also saying, I was gonna say, Danny, Buddhas are mindful, awake, but calm. I guess I need to get off the coffee and get into matcha. I mean, Jeff, I look like I was sponsored by a matcha brand. I'm not. I just really feel it's...
Not yet.
It's really, really good. Oh, I would be so happy because I spend so much in matcha. So matcha in matcha. So, but if you try it, let me know. Because I think it's very different than coffee.
I don't like it.
It gives you more energy. But you haven't tried the way I do it.
No, because I can't drink milk either. So
no, but the creamer I use, it's not milk-based.
No?
No.
What's it based on?
It's plant-based.
Like soy? Or
I think so. Let me
think soy?
Google.
Yeah, when I tasted Danny's matcha, it tasted like soap. So I am not.
Soap.
Yes. So there's a problem there because it literally tasted like, you know, it was perfumey, and it just reminded me as soon as I tasted it, I was like, okay, this is hand soap.
Well, it says non-dairy coffee creamer.
Okay, dairy.
Non-dairy
Yeah.
coffee creamer. So
Okay, let's trust it. But the thing is, yeah, but the taste is just not.
it's
You know
so
me.
good.
It's just, I don't like
No,
it.
I think it's so good.
No, I'm
And
happy
also
for
it's
you.
so versatile. Because I was so happy when we were visiting your brother.
Yeah.
Because there's like in the US, there's like a whole aisle
Oh, there's an
in the
aisle of
supermarket
everything
for
everything.
creamers. And it was like all the flavors you could think about. And I don't know why in Colombia they bring like powdered creamer. So like instant cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what people usually use. I
But
don't think there's a
know why.
market for
But you know
any.
what's weird? That they started bringing liquid creamer, which is the one I prefer.
Yeah.
And then they stopped.
Danny,
So I think
there's
that
no
people
market for that.
exactly. I think I was the only one buying
I
it.
think so.
But I was so happy because they even had like different flavors.
Yeah, but you were the only one buying it, so.
Yeah, but then they started not bringing it to
Mm.
the place we buy it from, and then the other one, and then I was like looking for it online, and now it's nowhere to be found. So I just buy it from a distributor of coffee shops.
Okay.
That's why I have to buy
Your dealer.
I have to buy the pack of 3.
Okay.
So where was I? Nicolas Mijarevich
Yeah.
was saying hello everyone. Hey Nicola, how are you? Catherine Kenny was saying
Hey,
hello
Catherine.
Nicolas, Danny and Chad. Hey Catherine, how are you? And how's Archie? I want to know. Happy Have was
Happy to
saying
have you.
hola hola. Happy to have you. Happy Have. Gil was saying hi guys. Hey Gil, how are you? Noel C dice buenas tardes a todos. Hola
Noelin.
Noel.
Noelin.
Hola Noel, buenas tardes.
Noelia.
Lau.
Noelia.
Lau Mor dice hello. Hola Lau. Yo creo que Lau es nueva en los comentarios.
¿Sí?
Or I think, because I mean, they were saying hello, so I don't know.
Ah.
But I think Lau Mor. I don't know why I think it's
L'amour, maybe?
Lau Mor or Laura Morales or something like that. I don't know why I
Or
think
l'amour.
L'amour.
Oui, oui.
But I would like to know if they understand Spanish.
The language of love.
L'amour. Lola Onigiri. Uy, Lola, hace rato que no estaba por acá.
Sí.
Dice, qué bonito verlos de nuevo. Hola, Lola. ¿A qué se debe la ausencia, Lola, por tanto tiempo?
No, pues acaba de entrar y la regañaron.
Sí.
Pasó la puerta y la regañaron.
No. Estaba preguntando a qué se debe. No le dije...
¿A qué se debe?
No, no hablé así. Kakeiro. Saying hello, ¿cómo van, peeps? Hi, Chad, too. Hello, Kakeiro. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, Santi? Michael Dean was saying, I might have missed it, but what kind of canvas are you using?
No,
I've
this is
primarily
paper.
been painting digitally and been meaning to get back into oil painting.
So this is paper. Michael, was it?
Yeah, Michael.
So Michael, this is paper. This is just primed paper.
So usually Nicolas uses raw paper, but he's been doing, for the last painting and this one, he's been doing underdrawing, underpainting, and painting. So after the underdrawing, he seals the paper.
Oh, fuck.
You okay?
No, I'm going to take this black out. It's like,
He's been sealing it with acrylic binder. So
Jesus.
why do you have black there?
Because I was doing a Zorn painting the other day.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Oh, well. Again, if I had matcha, I would be
Calm.
much more alert.
No.
And calm.
And
Yes.
calm. You wouldn't be...
Oh, you could curse.
Yeah. No, but also, I mean, you're...
I'm sure monks, if they hit their toe
No.
their little pinky toe on the side of their bed, they don't just go,
Man, I don't think they do. Maybe they do.
No,
And that would be
it's pain.
like,
It's fine to acknowledge pain.
yeah, but I think that, well,
It's
I don't
totally
know.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay, but I think it's also, there's also like different ways of acknowledging pain,
Right?
because the reaction doesn't have to be explosive always.
Well, but you don't, if you're sitting on a nail, you don't just go, I think I sat on a nail.
But you don't know. I think that's like,
I sat on a nail.
but I think
I
that would be
did.
amazing. I mean,
No,
imagine.
like scream and get up and get that nail off your butt, like super quickly.
No.
You don't want that nail there to be more than it should be.
Mm,
Mm.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean,
No,
we
you
never
don't.
know. I mean,
You
people
would-
are into. We're not kink shaming anyone, but
No, but I mean, I think that would be like a superpower to be that capable
of controlling their emotions.
controlling. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Well, yes, but
Well, yes, but yes. Ah, Javier Ugarte Espinosa dice, hola a todos. Nico, ¿has pintado sobre papel para pastel? Entonces, hola Javier. Y
como el mi tientes de
no mi dientes.
no me tientes. ¿Quién preguntó?
Javier.
No me tientes, Javier. En el canso, por ejemplo, que ese es uno que se consigue acá fácil. Sí, me acuerdo de haber hecho algunas pinturas. Lo montaba, lo pegaba sobre unas superficies, lo he montado. Pintarlo directo como pinta. Yo sé que Darío Ortiz pinta con wash encima de ese canson. No, yo no tanto así como en el papel crudo. Tiene que ser muy bonito porque pues ya tiene un tono, pero también es un papel reabsorbente, súper, súper absorbente. Mucho más que este de Moleskine. Entonces, no lo he hecho, puedo intentarlo.
A ver, yo quiero buscar.
¿Cómo reacciona un monje budista
No.
ante un...
No, porque si
machucón?
dices que lo quieres probar, estaba buscando cuáles recomiendan en
No, pues ese es el que tenemos
internet.
acá. No me iría más lejos, pues no buscaría como un papel
Mira, este se llama
distintísimo.
Premium Sanded Pastel Paper.
Pero ese es el que
sentir
tiene
muy-
como... Es que hay papel, tú sabes que hay unos papeles para pastel que le echan piedra pómez.
Pues si dice sanded, me lo imagino como,
para que
como
coja-
lijita.
Sí, es para que coja tu pastel.
No,
Yo me
y es que
acuerdo
míralo acá. O sea, mira el detalle.
Sí,
o
es
sea,
que yo tuve
es
clase
como-
de pastel y el profe llevaba unos de esos, de papeles con pómez. Y es espectacular porque si tú tienes un pastel bonito y tú haces...
No, pues
todo
claro,
el
debe
papel te lo
quedar-
recibe.
Sí.
Pero tu tiza que te costó, o sea, nosotros podíamos comprar tizas individuales.
Ujú.
Entonces la tisita que le costó a uno, no sé, $5, un trazo y
Se
se iba
fue.
por la mitad.
Sí.
Y uno decía, no,
Se lo
no.
come todo.
Sí, yo decía,
porque
no,
se ve
gracias.
que el trazo queda como chunky.
Sí,
O sea, es como que el papel agarra un montón del...
sí. ¿Sabes quién creo que trabaja con esos papeles?
¿Quién?
Una artista que se llama Ellen Eagle,
Ujú.
si no estoy mal. Ella hace como unos retratos súper, súper bonitos.
Pero curioso trabajar en eso. Yo no sé si, no sé, sería curioso. Sabes que yo lo he dicho varias veces, pero yo nunca he trabajado con pasteles.
¿No?
Yo compré unos pasteles,
Unos lápices de pastel.
unos
sí.
lápices de pastel, sí, y no los he usado, oye.
Como para hacer mixtas, se ven súper chéveres.
Sí,
Que yo he visto muchos ilustradores hoy en día que hacen esas mixtas, se ve súper cool.
sí. A ver, dice, Jose Fail said,
Oh,
10 minutes in,
yeah.
and I feel like I've missed so much already.
Oh, no.
Hola a todos.
No,
Siempre aprendo a hablar español mejor aquí. Wow.
Uy, Jose.
So that was like,
That's a lot of Spanish.
yeah,
Well,
that was
he's
a-
in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
So roots.
Wow. But I think it's the first time that Jose has said something in Spanish. So surprising us every day. Carla Gómez dice, Danico, ¿cómo están?
No, pero hoy la gente está como creativa.
Hola, Carla. Muy bien. ¿Cómo
Da-
está, Carla?
Dani
Yo estoy
Coco.
como
Ahora,
súper, no
¿qué?
sé por qué amanecí.
¿Qué?
No le importa a nadie, pero
A mí siempre.
amanecí con unas ojeras impresionantes.
Nunca tienes.
No, te lo juro, te lo juro. O sea, creo que no descansé nada anoche. O sea, me levanté y yo decía, no puede ser.
Fue como rara la noche, no sé por qué.
No, es que no dormí tan bien y tengo
La
unas
noche de anoche.
ojeras. Terrible. Pero de resto muy bien, Carla. ¿Cómo está Carla? Liat was saying hello. How is
Liat.
chat doing? So, I don't know chat, but I think we're doing good. How's Liat today? Are you painting today, Liat? Jose Fail said, Liat, I love how your Discord notification precedes you in the chat. Haha. Liat is just so good.
Yeah,
with us.
you're amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, and you're doing all of this, just because you're being kind. So
Yeah.
we're very, very grateful.
Very, very grateful for you, Liat.
Yeah, we always have to and we always feel bad about this, but when people are like, "Oh, so you're in the Discord," and we always say like, "Well, we try to be, but it's difficult. Like we're constantly doing other stuff when we're not doing our
streaming?
lives,
Yeah.
or when we were not, when we were doing edited videos, like we would be working like constantly. So it's very hard for us to say, yes, we're gonna, make this part of our day, which is kind of what you have to do to keep up with a Discord, and even, it should be a responsibility if that's something that you're offering to people.
Mm-hmm.
But our OPL's community is like super, super nice and super
Yeah.
cool, and we can say that this is all Liat. Like
Yeah.
honestly, this is all Liat, and he's been like super, super cool. Just organizing people, just having a place that's like tidy enough so that you can go in and you can just have conversations and make friends or acquaintances through painting. So that's very, very nice. We're always very, very grateful.
Yes.
And we always wish that we could be a little more
active.
Yeah, a little more a part of it. But we also know our limitations in terms of time. So hopefully, in the future we can manage that a little bit better so that we can have a bit more time.
Yeah, but the good part of it is that we're always here.
Yes.
And the people in the community are always here too.
Yeah.
Or they try to be here. So it's good because we have a daily meet, like a daily date.
Yes.
Here. So
yeah, it would be sad if you're following a Discord and the people that are supposed to be part of that are not accessible to you.
Or if it's like they make a video one time a year and then you have no idea. But I think that we are very in touch with all the people that are part of our community, and we try to, because I think that we've talked about this, but it's really nice to see how a lot of people have become our friends, and we can, like, even if we don't talk one-to-one, we get to know them in the chat, and we get to know about their partner or their family or their pet or their work. So I think we really create a bond with the people in the community, and that makes me so happy.
Yes.
Belts was saying hola a todos, very happy to be here.
Okay, let's run with that.
Thank you, Belts. Happy to have you.
Mm-mm.
We missed it because Belts was saying palette looks like a bear doing a can kick, but I think it was a long time ago.
I think so too.
So I think maybe it was when you had the black.
You gotta screenshot it belts and send it to Danny.
Yeah.
You remember that's the way.
And remember, the way for me to see quickly that there's something in the palette is to send a palette emoji.
Oh my God, Danny.
No, because it's easier to see. I mean, because I see a lot of letters.
All these conventions.
But always when I see a palette, I know there's something in the palette. So I could be like, wait, there's something in the palette. So.
And I just drop my brushes and stop painting.
Mm-hmm. And you drop them in your
in the black.
freshly washed pants.
Paints.
Yeah, paint.
Gorgeous.
Liad was saying, Nicolas,
Yes.
how do you feel about Liquid's competitors like Gal Kit?
Yeah. Good. And there's even a gal kit that is solvent free, which is very oily. I mean, you would expect it to be. So it's not quite the same. I think it takes a little bit longer to dry also. So not quite the same. And honestly, I picked this one just because of the drying times. But the other ones are really good too.
I wanted to ask, is the Gal Kit available here?
No, we don't get any gambling stuff here.
Because I also think that's the reason why you also lean over it, because I think it was also accessible for us.
Yes. So the most important thing for us when we're working is to have, whatever we're using somewhat readily available to us.
Yes.
Because it serves no purpose to like something that you're using only to then realize that you can't buy it anywhere here.
Or
if you run out of it and maybe you didn't have money that month, or maybe you forgot about ordering it, and you're working, like work many times doesn't allow you to think, well, I just ordered from whatever website my medium, and it'll get here in about 20 days.
Yeah.
And, I'm okay with that. I totally am okay with that. Like, I had to order some paints that I use that I can't get here. And they're going to take about, from the moment I ordered, about 2 weeks or a little bit more than that. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine because I don't need them right now.
Yeah, but sometimes, times are complicated.
Yeah.
But the overprice you end up paying is always...
Yeah, that's also another thing.
Yeah, because sometimes you're like, it's $10 and I end up paying $30.
Yeah,
so it does not make sense.
Yeah, for us, it's probably in the end, it's probably a little more than that when we have to import it, let's say.
So Tanny was saying, hey guys. Hey Tanny, how are you? Catherine
Hey Tanny
was saying, hi everyone. I'm trying to catch up with the streams of last week.
Okay.
So I listened to quite a bit of you guys today, but I have many more hours to go.
Oh, hopefully
often
we won't sound annoying by the end.
I think we
probably
kind of always do, but
yeah, probably.
I often start to listen live, but I never make it till the end because it's bedtime after a while here in Belgium. Enjoying every minute of it. What time is it there, Catherine? So I think it's the first time that we get to know that Catherine is living in Belgium.
Tanny. No?
Catherine, no. Tanny was saying, hey guys, and then Catherine was saying...
Oh, I thought you were saying, I thought it was the same.
No. It's Catherine.
Same comment.
No, it's Catherine. Cody Winicky was saying, hello, I'm finishing a big painting today. Been working on this for a while. Ooh.
That's so cool. Congrats.
Yeah. Cody, and can you share a little bit of the painting?
Or what it is.
Or what it is. Or
you don't have to show it now. Show it whenever you
No.
feel.
A little bit about the painting with us. If you can and if you want to.
I shouldn't have painted this. Now I'm putting my hand. And you know that I have a mall stick and I just never use it.
Do you want me to take it out of the...
No. Don't worry.
No?
No, please.
Well, that was a little bit of an overreaction.
No, I just... Whoa. No, I know that whenever you offer to do stuff for me, it is it's no different than I would say, oh, let me get that for you. But I always feel weird when I'm painting.
But
if somebody is like, oh, let me get a brush for you, or oh,
No,
let
because
me.
it's not like I'm gonna say,
I
"Oh,
don't
let me
know.
feed you some grapes
I
while
mean,
you
I'm not
paint."
super
No,
opposed to that, but no,
it's
no, no.
like,
But
"Oh,
you know
you
me.
can't
I
move."
just don't. I just don't. It's like when people tell me like, oh, I would love to be your assistant, like studio assistant. I would be like, no, dude, that would be so uncomfortable for both of
Yeah,
us.
but I get that part because I would never have an assistant because it would be weird for me because I wouldn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, me neither.
But I think it's different for me to tell you, "Hey, do you want me to pass that to you?"
I
Because it's
know.
like you being in the kitchen and I would ask you, "Hey, can you pass me the forks?"
I
Because
know,
you're
but
just
when I'm
right there.
working,
So it's not, I mean, I think it's just the same. It's not like
I
I'm
know, I know.
doing something for you as if I was like working for you.
Yeah,
No, it
exactly.
never
I feel
feels,
so weird about that I always say like, don't. Like,
no.
don't worry. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know why I'm like super like insecure about like hearing you say, "Oh, let me get something that's super menial." Like I can just scramble here and find the mall stick. So it's one of those things that I think it would
But
be.
where is it?
It's over there, but I'm not going to use it. So
I
it's a
could,
moot. It doesn't
I
matter.
mean, it's like moving
Yeah, but I don't like.
2 steps.
But Danny, the reason I don't use it, it's because I don't like to use it.
Oh,
I have one, and I've had one for about 20 years, but I don't use it.
I've never used one.
It's actually super comfortable, but I just don't like to teach my hand to be lazy. That's the thing. I think if you use it too much, like obviously your steadiness improves, but you also teach your hand to be a little bit lazy.
Like you
So
start relying on it.
yeah, of course.
Relying on it.
So, I don't know where's the joke there, Danny. Help me out.
No importa.
Like reline, like a line.
No importa.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know I'm a fan. I'll copy your. I'll be right here.
no,
Te
no,
copio.
no. Maybe it was in Spanish, more the joke, como terminas apoyándote.
Oh, that's better.
So,
That's so much better.
yeah.
Yeah. In Spanish, it works. So I
Oh,
can attest to that.
I think.
Yeah.
No, mentiras.
What? Somebody? Do we know somebody?
So,
Do we know Luisa Marcela that called me Coquito?
you end up leaning on it. Maybe that's what I wanted
Oh,
to
you're
say.
trying to clean up the joke?
Because I was trying to
No.
look for the word in my brain, but
Yeah. Well, leaning on some. Yeah, leaning would be.
because you would lean on. No? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Cosette Pineda,
Once pass.
once Cosette Paz, dice: Hola, gente. Hola, Cosette. ¿Cómo está Cosette el día de hoy? Liad was saying, have any of you seen the guy on YouTube that does art restoration? My understanding is he is controversial amongst actual art conservators, but it's still interesting. I think
No.
I've never seen it.
No, I don't think I follow a
No.
single restoration channel.
Well, I remember it was maybe Facebook era
Yeah.
when there were a lot of videos of people with the Q-tips removing varnish.
Oh yeah, but that was or like look at the dirt. And it's like, "Oh my god, you're going through layers so quickly." Like no restorer would clean varnish that quickly.
Exactly.
Nobody.
That's what I was trying to say because I remember that. And I remember the video. I remember one specifically
Yeah.
that he took a Q-tip
Yeah.
and then he started taking out. But then he just took like a cloth
Yeah.
and he
wipe
put
it.
Yeah, and he
like
just
a
started
tattoo?
wiping and I was like, oh my
like cleaning
God.
it.
I think that, I mean, restorers would just
Oh, they were
like,
cringing
yeah.
at that. I remember I showed it to Lina,
Mhm.
Felipe's wife.
Yeah.
She's a restorer. She's a proper art restorer.
Hmm.
And she was like, there are so many things that are wrong about what he's doing.
I think it's like when we see the videos of people varnishing.
Pouring varnish.
Yeah,
like
when it's
varnish
like,
porn. Yeah.
and then
I mean, it has
they
stopped a little bit. And sure, if people want to go nuts doing those videos, fine.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, come on.
Yeah, but I
buy
was
a
always
brush.
yeah,
buy
I
a
was always
bowl and buy
thinking
a brush for God's sake.
yeah, that's a lot of
Pour like a
varnish.
normal amount of varnish. You never
I mean,
ever
it
want
was
to
for
put
the views.
yeah, but you
So
never want to pour excess varnish ever.
no.
That is not how you do it. And if you're pouring like traditional, like Damar varnish,
Yeah.
oh my God. I mean, it may look nice for a video. Good luck on the next 5 weeks that thing is going to be so damn tacky that you're going to get your hair, your cat's hair, dust.
The floor, because you
Yeah.
could see when they did like
Oh
that
my
with the brush.
God.
And like all the varnish
Jesus.
dripping from the
No,
sides
I
of the
know.
canvas.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. What a crime. I mean, that's worse than painting on raw paper, if
Maybe
you ask
that's
me.
why. Maybe that's how people feel.
Worse
Like
than liquid.
with the controversial conservators. No,
Who?
restorators?
Conservators.
controversial restorators
Yeah,
when they use like a cloth and take out all the varnish at once.
yeah.
Uh,
I like the conservators.
no, because I was trying to see in Liet's comments,
Yeah,
and he said actual art conservators.
yeah.
So that's why I went with conservators. But
Conservators.
Brian Sherbrooke said, hello, everyone. Painting alongside again today.
Awesome.
Enjoying watching your multi-session paintings,
Oh,
Nicolas.
awesome, awesome.
What are you painting today, Brian? Darian Gallardo dice, hola a
Garian
todos.
Gallardo.
Hola, Darian. ¿Cómo está, Darian? So when you were asking about the composition of the alkyd medium,
Yeah,
Liet said, an alkyd is a polyester resin modified by the addition of fatty acids and another components. Alkyds are derived from polyols and organic acids.
yeah.
Alkyds are a synthetic resin and used in items such as paints.
Yeah, I mean, that is what it is, and yet we know so little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Puntiel.
I wonder how we came to like think of them as being useful for painting. It's always something like accidental, or there's always something about they were being used for this other industry. I'm gonna read more about like the origin of like alkyd mediums, and we'll see, like alkyd resins.
Daniel Puntiel
Yeah.
was saying acrylic won't dissolve because it's plastic.
Well, but that's half true. I mean, you can dissolve plastics for sure. But my point was that you would need such a strong, solvent, be it an acid or base, to dissolve it, that that it would be pointless, because it restores. Let's say that this acrylic glaze that you put on top of your painting 200 years from now has darkened to the point that it's like illegible, that your painting can not be seen. And it would be pointless to say, oh, I know, sulfhydric acid can take that out. And it's like, well, yeah, it can take that out, but it also takes your whole painting off. It takes the cloth, whatever you use, your cotton canvas or your linen also away. So, yeah, it's kind of pointless if the solvent that you need to use to lift that layer is so strong that it would inevitably just eat up all the other underlayers.
Rodrigo Romeu said, I love to see how Nicolas is patient and each stroke seems deliberate.
Yeah.
I'm always rushing when trying to paint, and it shows. And a smiling but crying emoji.
Well, I'm not patient. I wouldn't really qualify myself or categorize myself as a patient painter, but I also understand that there are I don't think of this as a technique, but there are ways of constructing a painting that if you are not going to pay attention or you're not going to respect like the things that you've done prior, then it renders them useless. Then it's kind of pointless to try and develop a painting that way. So I'm very I don't think of myself as a patient person, and I think that that's the sole reason that I'm a very expressive painter. But I also, as a painter, I also think I should have the ability to recognize when a manner of constructing a painting is asking of me something that is not quite my sensibility. And, if I really see myself or understand myself as a painter, I should be able to control that. Even if it takes me, like, even if it's a great effort on my part to be patient, that's what painting is asking of me. So,
I think this would be maybe like a compliment. But I think what in your painting reads as patience is that I would describe you as a decided painter. So it's like you're always taking decisions. It's not like you're putting the brush and then thinking about, oh, what am I doing with the brush? But you're always taking a decision with every brush stroke. And I know that that's how it should be always. But I think there's other painters that just find their way, like in the entangling of good and bad brush strokes. But not good and bad, but like
clear and confusing,
maybe, yeah, exactly, like clear and confusing brush strokes. And I think that you are a very decided painter.
Thank you.
So that's how I would describe you.
I think I sometimes shield my shortcomings behind my ability to be committed. Like there is something to be said about decisiveness, what you're saying. Like that can be very, very powerful. Like in paintings, many times you can be off, but if you say it with such vehemency, like the observer is going to be, I guess that's what they wanted to say, and that's it.
Yeah.
You even though you may be wrong, you seem convincing.
It reads different, yeah.
Yeah, you seem
100%.
convincing. So
Cosette Pineda dice, ¿quién es la modelo? Es la sobrina de Nicolás.
Sí, a quien estoy pintando es mi sobrina,
Cristina.
la hija de mi hermana.
No, Cristina. Sí.
La hija de mi hermana menor.
Irving Torres was saying, Liat, I don't know if it's the same guy, but seeing him work is mesmerizing. He has a shooting voice and soothing, not
Soothing,
shooting.
Yeah.
Soothing voice and explains everything very clearly. So I think they're talking about the
restorer.
Yeah.
I actually just have no idea who this is. So
Liat was saying, good job, Danny.
Liat, could you?
Thank you, but I don't remember.
Or Irvin, could you mention who the channel is, just for us to kind of save that maybe in the computer for later viewing?
So I was saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That
Danny,
Liat said,
you.
Good job, Danny. But I was saying thank you, but I have no idea. Good job with what?
Good job about what? But take the compliment.
For everything, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Liat.
Yeah. I think you always do a good job, Danny, also. I'm going to jump on that bandwagon.
Thank you. Titis was saying, hola, estoy quedando divina. So the model.
So that's our model.
Yeah.
Again, an incredible performer, dancer, singer. She's going to start her studies very soon.
Incredible hair.
She's got
incredible hair too.
Yeah. But super talented, beautiful.
Yeah, crazy talented, yeah.
I can't be prouder that our family is very open. I think we love each other no matter what we do. So whatever, all of my nephews and nieces study, like we're super happy for them. It doesn't matter. As long as they're happy, that's amazing. But I am always like secretly super happy that we have another artist in the family, like a
Yeah.
new generation with another artist. And that's super cool. That's super, super cool. So,
And I would also say, I mean, she's crazy talented,
yes.
but I've always admired not only that, but her commitment
Oh, yeah.
since a very young age.
Very little.
Because she really knew what she wanted to be in her life, and she was like committed to it, and she was working towards what she wants.
Yeah.
So I think that's a thing to admire a lot
Yeah.
in a very young person.
She got
to
a
have-
full scholarship
Yeah.
for her school. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's not just family love speaking, but no, she's like objectively incredible. So I'm sure that her life is
100%.
going to be full of challenges, but also tons of success. I have no doubt in my mind.
Yes. Tani was saying, doing some watercolor paintings and sketches as I listen. Very cool, Tani. What's the subject matter? If you want to share it with us. Titis dice, au, no, como o. Es que nunca sé
Sí.
cómo leerlo.
Oh,
Oh.
like AW?
Sí,
Yeah,
pero
like oh.
nunca lo he...
Yeah,
O sea,
I would have a hard time reading that too.
escribirlo, sí, lo entiendo. Entiendo cómo se tiene que leer en el cerebro, pero decirlo,
Oh.
no.
Oh.
no
Yeah, you
es
have
de,
to like
"Oh,
press.
te pinchaste.
Sí.
Sí, no me...
Oh. Sí.
Dice,
Me sacaron
"Oh,
el aire.
oh". No, a mí me suena fatal, pero dice, gracias por promocionarme.
Promocionarme.
Oye, yo creo que es el café, estoy súper
Ujú, digamos que sí.
terrible. Y un corazoncito hecho de manos.
Mm.
Y dice, son lo máximo. Los dejo porque me toca ir a entrenar, pero después veo cómo queda y los pongo en mi historia, jaja.
Tan linda. Bueno, chao.
Ay, chao, titis. Saludos. A ver. Gabriel González
Ujú,
dice, hola Nicolás, saludos
Gabriel.
desde Panamá.
qué
He
lindo.
estado viendo tus videos de hace poco y se me hacen muy buenos.
Muchas
Los
gracias,
pongo
muy
mientras
amable.
dibujo con lápices de colores.
Qué chévere.
Actualmente estoy en eso.
Uy, qué bueno.
¿Y qué está dibujando Gabriel? Yo siempre soy muy curiosa.
Siempre.
Entonces,
¿Y en qué costa se encuentra?
¿tú has ido a
Gabriel?
Panamá?
He ido a Panamá, sí.
Yo también he ido a
Muy
Panamá.
lindo.
Muy lindo.
Muy, muy lindo. Somos hermanos. Somos los mismos.
Sí. Caro, Sandra, Mae, P.
Eso
was
fueron
saying
muchas
hello.
cosas.
Hey, Caro.
Y Panamá, Rubén Blades. O sea,
Pero te estás saltando. Tú eres muy chistoso, mi amor, porque yo termino un comentario, voy
Pero-
a otro y tú siempre vas como
bueno, pero mi
al de dos
cabeza-
atrás y
mi
es como...
cabeza, o sea,
Y...
no sé qué tal ha sido porque creo que Rubén Blades se volvió como ministro de Cultura. Yo no sé, algo. Él se quería meter en la política
Ujú.
y no tengo súper claro si al final fue bueno o malo. Entonces me da un poquito de susto como...
Pero puedes decir,
No sé si eso opacó lo
Eh,
que ha sido, lo
la
importante que ha
carrera
sido.
musical.
Sí, Rubén Blades artista. Uy,
Exacto.
qué monstruo.
Sí,
'Qué
100%.
monstruo! El padre Antonio y su monaguillo Andrés.
Mm. Pedro Navaja, amor y control.
Mm,
Y decisión.
no empieces, porfa.
A ver.
Sorry, so, ¿de quién hablábamos ahorita?
Caro, Sandra, I don't know if it's maybe May, because I said May, but it could be
I
Caro.
would read May.
Sandra May P was saying hello. So hey,
M-A-E,
Caro.
I would read May.
M-A-E.
Yeah, I would read it as May.
So it's Caro, coma,
Okay.
Sandra with a Z, so Zandra,
Oh,
May,
yeah.
P, and period.
Okay, so she can help us out. Like why
Or maybe if they
or
want,
how should we read it?
or maybe they could say, oh, I like Caro better, or Zandra, or May.
Zandra. That's really nice.
Or it would be amazing that they're like, no, my
Zandra.
actual name's Lauren.
Yeah,
or
I love
something
that.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Joe.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Yes.
Sofía Centurión
La Sofi.
dice, buenas chicos, llegué a casa, me hice la merienda y ahora a verlos. Perfect plan.
¿Y qué está?
¿Qué es la merienda?
¿Qué es la merienda, Sofi?
Doña Sofi.
¿Tú qué
Catherine,
crees que es la merienda?
un sándwichito.
Con un mate.
Un
¿Será?
sándwich. No,
¿La
yo
Sofi
solo digo un
toma
sándwich.
mate? No sé qué tan popular es el mate entre jóvenes. Yo creo que es popular.
Pero bueno, ¿tú qué crees que es la merienda?
No, yo creo que es algo como... Es
Yo
que los
digo,
jóvenes hoy en día o pueden ser súper saludables o comer basura. Sofi, yo diría que tiene sus días saludables y tiene sus días de basura.
de nuevo, mi amor, ¿qué crees que es la
Estoy
merienda?
estoy llegando por el
Sí.
amor de
No, pero
Jesucristo.
yo creo que el plato de Sophie
Yo estoy llegando por el
puede
amor de
ser
Jesucristo.
tampoco.
Yo creo que es como... Yo creo que la Sofi se hizo un mate con unas gomitas. Sí. No
Bueno,
sé, una mezcla de las dos.
sí. Catherine Kenny was saying Archie is great. He's growing very, very fast.
Mm.
It's all in all caps, exhausting, taking care of a puppy. Trying to squeeze in some painting time today. I haven't been in the studio in 2 weeks.
Oh, Jesus, don't tell us that.
So I think Nicolas is just like loving to hear that.
No, I mean,
Like preparing. Let's
no,
say.
no, no.
But you've had
I've helped to bring up puppies and
to
like
bring
train.
up.
Yeah, I like
Seriously?
bringing them up or training them. So I'm not scared of that, but we do need to find. I mean, we are going to be working while we have to do that. So
Yeah.
I don't
So
know how
maybe
that's
I'm
going to
gonna
work,
be
but
holding the puppy here.
maybe, and it peeing
Yeah.
all over you for sure.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean,
oh yeah, you say yes like it's amazing until it happens
But
3 times.
no, I get it, but you've had that in your life before.
Yes.
So for me, every step of having a puppy is exciting.
No, but when they pee on your bed, it's not great.
No, but I'm excited to learn that it's not exciting.
Oh, okay, great.
So
Yeah.
Nathan Parrott was
Yeah.
saying,
Hey,
"Hey
Nate."
from Nate, looking good.
Thank you, Nate.
Hey Nate, how are you? What are you doing right now, Nate?" Liad was saying, Irvin Torres, yep, that's the guy. Like I said, I think museum conservators don't like him much, but his channel is good.
Oh, I need to know. Come on. Who is this person?
Eh,
I love how everyone's like, yes, that's him.
oh, yeah, I've seen
Can
him
we-
too. Oh, yeah.
Could we hear the name,
Mm-hmm.
please? The channel?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing if you search conservator YouTube channel.
No, but I think maybe they've answered. The thing is that I'm reading in
Oh.
order.
Oh, okay.
So, patience, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You need matcha.
Right.
Julia Tovar was saying, hola, hola, llegué justo en el matcha talk, jajaja. Sí, Julia. Julia, el video no te lo mando hoy, sino mañana,
Mm-hmm.
cuando llegue el creamer, porque va a llegar hasta mañana. Cacaito dice, todo bien, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás ustedes?
No, pero caque,
Santi manda a decir que cuando nos vemos y vienen. Cacaito, lo único es que ahorita estamos como
corriendo. Un
pero
poco.
carreras, sí, impresionantes. Entonces tenemos que cuadrar cuando salgamos de todas estas carreras para que obviamente ustedes vengan, nosotros vayamos.
Sí,
Santi pueda venir
sí, a jugar.
para esto, para ver todas las figuras. Mi amor, Santi, estoy hablando de Santi,
El adulto.
sí, porque dijiste a jugar.
Pues los hombres adultos juegan con los
Pues sí.
muñecos de su amigo. No, mentira, no los
No
puede
lo
tocar.
vas a dejar jugar.
Sí, la verdad no, la verdad no
Dice
toque
que a
nada,
jugar.
Santiago.
Sí,
La verdad no puede tocar nada.
sí, va a tocar como con Chompy G. Que al
Mm,
principio yo era las manos atrás porque él era mira. Pero no. Él ya viene y mira y le encanta.
mm.
Pero sí tenemos que cuadrar, obviamente. Liad was saying, I mean, look at how the Jackass guys react to pain. They laugh a lot more than I do when I get hurt. I have to say, maybe it's like a controversial opinion, but I didn't like Jackass.
Oh no, you didn't go past like 10 minutes of that movie.
No, I didn't like it.
I had to like turn it off.
No. And no.
Well, I had to. I didn't. It's very rare that I think it's the first time I've ever seen
Yeah.
you say, "I just don't like this. I don't find this funny," and you left.
No, I didn't left.
Well, you
because we were going to sleep, so I was like, no, I really didn't like this, so I think I'm gonna go to sleep. But you could see it, and you just turn it off, and
No,
then
'cause
I
I
was
felt
like, no,
bad.
but you could see
no,
it.
because I mean, that to me is like my childhood / my like end of school, start of college years.
Mhm.
For me, it was Jackass. So it's just a dumb, very, very dumb, stupid. I mean, it's as stupid as you can get. It's also super tragic. Like their life stories are super, super tragic. There's been deaths also as part of the that group. So it's very strange. I also find it fascinating how people can be just how you can reach a point in your life where you risk just death with because you can risk death really with every little stupid stunt that you do. It's like this is funny, but we could die and it's okay. And they have that thrill and that kind of like adrenaline to do those things. But for me, the fascinating part was like how does that brain work? It's amazing to me because you could say fearless, but there is some stupidity to that fearlessness. Like it's not just being fearless as I don't know, as a warrior, in the Middle Ages would just like run into battle. I don't know. This is like stupid. This is clearly stupid, but it's fascinating to me. It's like wow.
But again, I didn't want to be like disrespectful to you because I think I was
Oh,
like
well,
super.
No.
I mean, I was like open to tell you that I wasn't enjoying it. Like I didn't find the cool part of it. But I wasn't like, oh no, turn it off. No.
Oh no,
I was just like, no.
We never.
I think I might as well go to sleep.
Yeah, we never tell each other like you cannot see. You can't watch that. Like that's annoying.
And
for
if
me.
you told me you can't watch that I would be like,
no, it's just that we don't. No. It's just that I mean we say if, but we've never spoken to each other that way. So
no. But I'm saying it because I mean, I would never understand our relationship with me saying that you can't do something or you telling me that I can't do something.
No, we don't work
like
that way.
Imposing.
No, we don't. No. We do not work that way.
Nope.
No, I could have watched it. I just felt bad knowing like I could watch it whenever you're out or whenever, but I wouldn't like watching it knowing that you're there, right next to me, like trying to. Because, it's one of those things that you can be like, yeah, I'm going to fall asleep. But you kind of listen to everything that's going on. So, I don't know. It just didn't feel, not that it felt wrong, but I was like, okay, I could watch this like some other time. It's totally okay.
Yeah. No, and you were like really enjoying it. You were laughing so hard.
I find some of those things funny.
And
I find them so
I was
ridiculous.
Like, how can't my brain translate these to something funny? Because I couldn't like fake a laugh.
Oh no.
I was just like a little bit uncomfortable. So let's see.
Again, no word. I'm gonna do this. I'm sorry. I'm being impatient.
What? Do you want me to
Restorer? Red Trooper. What did I write? Restorer. Painting.
Channel. No, maybe it's here.
YouTube.
The name of the channel is.
Channel. Don't tell me. Welcome to Baumgartner Fine Art.
Yeah. Baumgartner Restoration, said Irvin Torres. But I was getting there.
Oh, but it took you too long. I'm sorry. I just didn't have my matcha today. I'm just... Oh, my Lord. But yeah, this is excessive, I would say.
Again, I think they do it for the video.
Yeah.
Because he's like passing...
Yeah, because I've never ever seen a restorer clean large areas that quickly.
No.
Never in my life. I remember I watched a documentary on how they, which is super cool, how they restored the Night Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so cool. But my God, if you look at it, what they were doing, the pace at which they were doing this, that's why restorations of paintings
Are
takes
crazy expensive
months or
too.
years to make.
And are crazy expensive.
And incredibly expensive. So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, look, I sprayed Windex and I just wipe it off and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
half your painting is gone.
I mean, I was seeing it because now that you showed me the video and I was remembering how I was seeing the restorators. I always, ¿cómo se dice?
Restorers. Yeah,
I'm
don't
sorry, I
worry.
always go for restorators.
Oh, it's a Spanish. Like,
Restauradores. So.
yeah. Restaurantes. Restaurant owners.
But when I was seeing how they work, I mean, I remember the person that was talking to us was like, so I've been trying 3 different things to take it out, but they were like tiny patches. I mean,
Right.
it wasn't like, no, this one, no, never. So,
Yeah, that's not, I mean, again, I anecdotally know about how they work,
mhm.
but I also know that that's not the pace at which you do things. Even if you found that this is a very benign solvent and that it doesn't pick up layers, or maybe it's like maybe what is happening there is that what you have is just a very superficial dirt and grime, like very, very superficial dirt.
Mhm.
It's not a yellowing Damar varnish that you're lifting, but it's very just, a bunch of dirt, a bunch of soot and like dirt that has gone through years. And you realize, okay, I can actually, make this, I don't know, soapy water or alcohol based or whatever it is. I have no idea what solvent will work for that. And you realize that it doesn't hurt your painting, and you've done tests, and you are very, very confident that if you do this, the painting is going to be totally fine. But even that, like, you just don't go like, so like you don't go for a big area so quickly
Yeah.
because you just never know what may happen. Maybe in one area of the painting, you don't lift paint, and maybe in another area, you start lifting a little bit of color, so you have to stop. I just think I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I'm going to watch enough of it first, and I'm going to ask some people what they feel about this. But
I think maybe it was a good comparison, the one that we did with the varnish. The varnishing videos.
yes.
That it's like, yes, it's super cool to see,
Oh, yeah,
but
for sure.
it's not a good practice.
No,
So-
never.
Let's see. Noel C. pregunta, ¿piensan retomar el visual correspondence?
Sí.
Sí, pero...
Es mi turno.
Sí, pero como estábamos diciendo ahorita, hemos estado un poco ocupados con muchas cosas. Entonces...
Pero sí, volverá.
Sí, volverá. Claro que volverá.
Volverá.
Lo que pasa es que ya no es necesariamente todos los lunes.
Sí, difícil.
Exacto.
Pero vuelve.
Pero
Es
claro que vuelve
Sí.
y claro que sigue siendo parte del canal. Jean Roussine
La la.
was saying, hi Nick and Danny. So grateful to have the fun and thoughtful company while I'm painting.
Oh, very nice.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
so nice. We're so happy to have you, Jean.
I even said Jean. Thank you, Jean.
Thank you, Jean.
Thank you.
It's Jean.
Mademoiselle
Jean.
Jean.
Oui. Lola Onigiri
Mhm.
dice, hasta hace unos días los vi
Mhm.
y dije, ay, qué bonito, ya regresaron. Ay, pero hasta ahora puedo sintonizarlos de nuevo. ¿Cómo les fue? Muy bien, Lola. Muy bien, nos fue muy bien en en el viaje. A Nicolás le fue muy bien en el taller. A mí me fue muy bien con el gelato. Mentira,
Pero
pero
verdad.
verdad. No, pero nos fue muy, muy bien.
Todos sí,
Estuvimos muy
súper, muy
contentos.
contentos. Mucho trabajo, pero muy contentos.
Yo muy feliz de todo lo que conocí.
Uy, llovió, mira.
Sí.
Llovió.
Llovió.
Y llovía, llovía.
Liat was saying, no, I'm storyboarding. I
Oh,
have a ton
nice.
of work, so I will be working while you paint and long after. You're welcome. And even if you aren't in the Discord a lot, it's a great place for fans to come together. And a lot of us are artists and we can talk art.
Awesome. That's super nice, Liad. Always, always
Yeah.
grateful.
Liad was saying, in the future, you could use your Discord like a patron or a system for your mentorship program once you finish your Kickstarter book. Hint, hint, people want to study from you, Nicolas.
Yeah, we've mentioned this already. We're thinking of doing what would be longer classes.
Yeah, like online workshops. No, but I don't know if that would be workshops.
Courses, let's say.
Courses,
Yeah.
yes.
So we're very excited about giving that a shot
Yes.
next year.
Adam M was saying, hi, how does one join the Discord? So,
well, here's the...
yeah, so Liad, I think Liad was saying, I can't share the Discord link in this chat, but you can contact me on Instagram or via my website. I don't have permission for links in this chat. Yeah, because I'm the only one that can share the links. I don't know why it's blocked. Well, I know why.
Oh, I did it at the beginning. That's all me.
No, but I think that's also like the norm in
No,
YouTube
you could,
chats.
but you could. There are moderators that you
Yeah.
could put. What we could do.
But no, because I was gonna say that I have the link here, so let me just do that
Okay.
super quickly, because I think that's the easiest way. So, over here, come and see. So, Discord link. So there it is. HH was saying, Nicolas,
See?
what do you think the most important part of being an artist
Oh, geez.
is?
Oh, my God. That's a easy question. The most important part of being an artist?
Yeah.
It's probably going to sound super cheesy because saying artist is just such a enormous term. Like you can't really lump everyone that does some sort of art into just saying these are all artists and they should behave, in this way. What I would say is that you have a responsibility first to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that responsibility usually involves just being incredibly self-aware in the best of ways, a ton of self-examination, a ton of self-knowledge. So you have to be very aware of who you are, what you believe in, and you have to be okay with that person that you sort of unearth through all this process. And then you have to recognize that your voice has a certain character, because artists usually, it may not be the case always, but usually want to express themselves in ways in which you reach other people, in which you end up socializing what you do. So in order to do that effectively, you have to know yourself well enough to be okay with telling the stories that you're going to tell, whatever they are. You can tell them through dancing, or you can tell them through music, or you can tell them through singing, or you can tell them through sculpture, or through video installations, or through animation, or through painting. There are many, many, let's say, languages to be used when attempting to tell these stories. And the best of stories are the ones that make sense with the vehicle that you have chosen to tell them. So the best of sculptures, you never imagine them as anything as sculpture. The best of animated videos, you never imagine them as being just a gorgeous animation. And within animation, if it's a stop motion animation, let's say, you never want a stop motion animation to be anything but a stop motion animation.
Mm-hmm.
So things make sense. Like everything starts to gel. And I think that the responsibility of an artist is to recognize that every single decision you make is with the hopes of being able to speak about this very, very, very tight relationship that you have with whatever medium you have chosen to be a storyteller with, and then eventually just utilize the full potential of that medium so that it aids in your storytelling, so that it's like this story could have only be told through painting, and painting made this story better. And when you see the story, it's a story that you go, wow, that feels strangely universal in the sense that we can all connect to it, but very specific in ways that we believe that only that person could have lived through those, through those moments. I think that that's probably the most important thing, just learning what you're responsible for when you decide to be an artist. And you could just say, no, I don't want any of that. I just want to make cool animations. And that's fine. But, the underlying force beneath you wanting to make cool animations is because there's a reason why you chose to do animations, to express yourself, to feel that that's where you belong. And I think the strongest of artists always find something a little bit deeper, a little bit, they're very respectful of their mediums, but they go beyond their mediums also. So it's not threatening to just say, well, yes, it is about animation. Animation is essential to what I'm trying to say, but I also have to believe that there is this kind of underlying story there that I feel the need to be told. And the story can be super, super deep and meaningful and impactful, and it can be painful, and it can be very, very tough on you, very tough on the viewers, on the observers. It could be dense. It could be very, very tough. Or the story can just be as simple and as small and minuscule as you want. And they can both be fascinating. So there's no wrong or right answer here determining the value of that storytelling. There is only the sense it makes for your life. And the important part I've always thought is really learning, and we have to kind of love ourselves, even though that sounds like a beauty pageant answer, but we have to love ourselves first to realize that we have stories to tell. It's very difficult when you just see yourself as this abject person that has no value in this world, and nothing that you can say or come up with is could garner the interest of anyone. You have to believe that you are valuable, that your words have meaning, that your choices in life have meant something, and that your voice will be, will be cherished by somebody. I do think that teaching yourself to do that while remaining kind of humble in the eyes of what you're doing and very grounded, because it can become like a self-praising practice if you let it sort of devour you. But if you're constantly also teaching yourself how to be grounded and just to stay in your place, I think that's, eventually why art can be very, very powerful. I've always been very kind of critical of art in the sense that, let's say, the Guernica, Picasso's Guernica, that speaks about the disasters of war. So much so that they have like a reproduction at the UN of that painting. I've always wondered if that painting, I think the power of art is always the power to question, to change minds. If you have one human being that, was very stubborn about something and then suddenly sees a documentary and says, why am I so full of hatred? Like, why I have never given the chance to hear like this other part of society's story. And now I'm learning how they feel. And maybe that makes me a human being that is willing to bridge that gap. Like, I do think that stories can change people. They can humanize people. So I do think that that's incredibly powerful. What I've always felt is like for example, with painting, and even painting nowadays, because painting before used to be like the sole bearer of the definition of image. It was like that's why painting was the queen of all arts. Like architecture was enormous too, but painting, when it became important, painting was so damn powerful. Like it was incredibly powerful. But you have to understand why it was powerful. And the reason why it was powerful was because image was painting. Like the concept of image was painting, was solely painting.
Yeah.
And that is like enormous power to have. When you wanted to depict something, it was through painting. Like the most powerful way to do it was through painting.
And like the only.
Right. So imagine that. Imagine that being your only, like I said, your only medium. I mean, there was other like graphic mediums and ways to visually tell a story, but painting was like the highest of them all. The thing is, nowadays, that's not painting. That's not painting. So, the world is going, right now, wars are being fought throughout the world. The world is going through a horrendous time, but honestly, it's always been like that. So if you think about Yemen or Ethiopia or the Gaza Strip or Colombia or anywhere or Ukraine, it is terrible. I can't imagine anyone not feeling something when you see images of destruction that go on, in this planet constantly. But I always wonder, like, are we like, is a painting more powerful than those videos? Like than, watching YouTube and seeing like a hospital being destroyed, like a children's hospital being destroyed? I don't like when I see those things, they hit harder than Guernica. When I see the Guernica, I see a painting. So I don't know if painting is powerful enough nowadays to compete with images that are, that just go deeper and quicker than anything that painting could ever do. I think painting is maybe now realizing, and it'll take, because this is not just, cinematography was invented, so painting took like a step back, or when photography was invented, before that, painting took a step back, and then when movies were somewhat ubiquitous, painting took a step back, and now when, YouTube is the way we understand socializing of information through video, then painting took a step back. And now when, the quickness of those videos is super important. So first Vines and now TikTok and memes are super powerful. Then painting had to take another step back. I wonder how painting understands itself nowadays. And it's very different. I think it's very mellow. I think it's very, very mellow. It can be very powerful, but not at the pace at which other visual images just really, really take like a toll on you. Really, the attention that these other types of visual socialization, um, the pace at which they work on, it's just staggering compared to what a painting kind of asks of you nowadays. A painting is really almost like a place now. It's not even like a square that has like this two-dimensional interpretation of whatever it is that you want to depict there within those parameters. I mean, I'm talking about like very traditional painting, but painting has broadened those definitions also. But I think it's very it when you go and look at a painting, it's almost like you're absorbed into a painting, and you just it's almost like time stands still, and you can understand it contextually, and you can bring a lot of your own life, your own emotions, contemporary life, historical facts into a painting. But it's very different. It almost feels like there was a pause button, or everything just moves slower or at the pace in which you want it to move. And I think that that's quite beautiful. And I think that that's what painting ultimately, conceptually, is going to become. That is very, like, again, vastly different from, the power it had when it was once an image, or the or the cult of painting that was still happening in the late 20th century. I I do think that has passed, even though there's great painting happening nowadays, but it just hits different. And we can't, like, nobody here can say how somebody in the I don't know, 16th century, 17th century saw painting, how they consumed painting, how they reacted towards painting. But we have an idea, but we just don't know how to express that, because that was not us. But what I do know now is that painting is surrounded by things that can be so much more powerful than what it is. That they kind of took that torch and they were like, well, we'll keep this torch alive, and we'll keep running. And it's almost like what video did, and the socializing aspect of video did, and the quickness in which it does it. It just ran miles ahead of painting. So painting, I feel, it's not like it's stranded there, like thinking, oh, I'm useless, I'm pointless, like I can't really be as powerful as I was before. But I think it has to eventually, and I don't think that these things happen quickly. I think that it eventually has to say, okay, that's fine that I'm not that anymore. Let me see what sort of space I can be. And maybe it becomes a very niche space. Maybe it's just meant to be smaller. That which was enormous now is just small and private. And I think that would be okay. I think it's still we're still in a moment where there's a weird transition, because whenever you see Sotheby's, for example, or Christie's doing like these auctions, paintings are still, tens of millions of dollars. So there's so much of the art market that is pushing painting that it's almost like we're squeezing every little drop of what was painting so that we can take advantage of it. But I do think that it's not a well that runs dry, because it's not like fossil fuels. It's not like as if, they're gone and they're going to be gone. I don't think painting is a finite thing, but I think it does, its own development is going to demand that we painters think of it differently, and think of the painting space differently eventually. I do think that that's where we're headed. I try not to think of things that are just super easily identifiable right now. I think that that's kind of like an easy thing to do. If you look at galleries right now, if you look at museums right now, like, painting is still fine. Painting is absolutely fine. There would be no sign of of us, getting worried, even though I don't think it's something to get worried about. But I do feel that that it is our responsibility to also, as painters, if that's what we choose to do, to understand how painting will adapt and move forward. I think that that's what new generations have to do. And there's no better place than to do that, but from a loving place of painting, not from a place where you immediately start by saying, because that was done like in the 80s, for example, that painting was dead and painting was worthless. I don't think that's the answer. That was clearly not the answer, because if you read like Danto and the death of painting, it just did never happen. The proof is that 40, 50 years later, look at all the painting that's being done nowadays. And now it may be that the painting that we are doing is not as powerful as painting that was done decades before. It's going to be difficult to assess like the character of our painting. I don't think we can do that in our own time. I think that's going to be the job of somebody years from now, of a different generation, to assess what the painting in the 2000s and 2010s and 20s was. But I do feel that painting will at some point have to be okay with being what it is. And what it is just going to be almost like sitting in a park, in a bench, just you looking at trees. And you could sit in that park bench for 5 hours if you want. Or you could just be there and rest for 30 seconds and then you're good. And you move, you keep moving. I think painting has to become that space. And it has to find value in being that space. And it's okay. It's totally okay. But it's also going to have to be okay with not being a lot of the things that it once was. That turned into a really long answer. I'm so sorry.
So Solo Priest, I guess they're saying it in a good way, because they were saying, but I don't know, probably the smartest thing you've said, well, most sensible. So
I'll take that as a compliment.
yeah.
I mean, I'm senseless in many other ways, so I know when I'm being stupid with what I say.
No, but that was very interesting. I mean, I was very into what you were saying. Jody was saying yes to the online courses.
Oh, thank you.
No, courses? Sí.
Courses, yeah.
Courses.
Yeah.
Tani was saying, for the visual correspondence videos,
yes,
the works that you show, are they old or you work on them behind the scenes? No, so they're not like, it's not like we just choose an old work that we have and show it.
Oh, and recycle that? No,
because we're working to create something that answers back to, for example, Nicolas makes something that answers back to what I was talking about.
Yes.
And what I, quote unquote, presented.
Yes.
In the last visual correspondence. So that's also why we're taking longer than a week now, because sometimes we have an idea that we want to make, and 1 week isn't enough to develop that idea. So yes, they're always like, we are always working on that. So after we show it, because the other thing is that when Nicolas shows it in the video, or I show what I did in the video, it's the first time that you or I see the thing that the other person did. So that's when we know, or we start thinking what we're gonna answer to. So yes. Do you want to add something?
No. I think that was perfect.
So where was I? Let me go back to Carla Anglada dice, hello Danny and Nicolas. Do you ever enjoy using alkyd paints?
I don't think. I mean,
I've never tried them.
Used them very, very sparingly. They're kind of gummy. They're very kind of like, it almost feels like sticky molasses when you're painting with it.
But I remember I read that they feel like oils.
Yeah, sure, but you
Which
know,
is weird
it,
because
it
they don't
can't
have
really,
oil.
yeah, it can't really feel like
So
oil because they
they don't
have,
have oil.
it's pigment ground in alkyd medium. So no, they're quite different. I mean, they're supposed to feel different. That there's no way they can't feel different. But I've tried it. I don't know if they've gotten better. I'd be willing to give them a shot. The thing is, when we say, "Oh, let's give this a shot," I usually have to end up buying like a not a full palette, but I end up buying like at least like a Zorn color palette or something that makes me feel comfortable enough to do a painting with.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not saying it's an investment, but you know, I kind of feel stupid when if I use it and I'm like, oh, I didn't like it, and I just bought like a bunch of paint. So,
Julia Tovar
oh,
was saying, talking about the place of painting,
yes,
when I think about the future, I
yeah.
feel that things are going to have to get simpler and slower. And I think painting might have an interesting place there.
But why do you think things have to be slower? I know that there are tons of movements of like slow food and slow life.
I think maybe, I mean, we would have to see what Julia
No,
has to
I'm
say.
not. I'm
but-
not supposing that that's what she's meaning. I'm just saying, like, I know that there's a movement.
Oh, because you were
of-
asking, why do you think it's going to get slower?
Yeah. I'm trying. So
So I
I'm
was,
asking why she thinks that it has to be slower, and I'm also saying that I'm aware that there are movements nowadays that promote things that are slower. Like you want to grow your own vegetables, and you want to grow things that are native, and you want to cook with fresh things, and you want to recycle, and you want to maybe, I don't know, make your own clothes or build your own home, or stuff like that. That has where time is where you acknowledge time, but you're not subjected to time. So I kind of know that is something that very much happens in the world nowadays, especially I would say with artistic communities. I would say that that's where you find a lot of people that are willing to make those what we would understand, what we capitalist driven people would understand as big sacrifices. But I'm wondering, like, if painting or woodworking or all these like crafts that take time, and that there's a lot of artisanship to them, would have like a place in that just because they follow inherently that same nature. Because I don't know if the I mean that the slow movements, you could argue that they make for a better world for sure. Like they are more environmentally friendly, and they feel more balanced. But I wonder if that's how the whole of the world. I mean, that's maybe a hope that the whole of the world just follows that path. But I wonder what role, if the world decides to follow that path. I kind of even wonder what role art poses in that world. Like if painting is still something that we need as painting, or it's been understood differently.
so what I was trying to say is that I feel that maybe the things that I've been reading about, like the rhythm of life getting slower,
Yeah.
I think it has to do, and I don't know if maybe it's what Julia thinks. Maybe Julia can share with us why
Yes.
she thinks that's where the world's gonna go. But I mean, the rhythm of life has been getting like faster and faster and faster.
Yes.
And I think that the argument is that there's a point where it can't get faster than it is. Because, I mean, the big cities are like fast and stress driven, and it's like productivity.
Yeah.
To its highest. So you have to do things and do and do and do. So I think that maybe there's a point where that thing's gonna explode, like that rhythm of life is gonna explode. and people would start to like crave something that's slower, like a calm in all that chaos that a
Right.
fast rhythm of life has been constructing. So
But do you think people would have to like migrate from bigger cities? Because I don't know if suddenly New York would be embracing of this like newer philosophy or something. I mean, something almost like catastrophic has to happen.
I don't think migrating, or maybe that could be the answer for some people, but I've been seeing through the years that there's industries or some corporations that have decided to adopt maybe different schedules for
Mhm.
people to work so they can rest and enjoy their life a little bit more. Or they add in the places people work, they add places where people can go just to like decompress from all the stress. So
Mhm.
they can like drink a coffee or talk to
Matcha.
someone, drink a matcha. Or I don't know if you know what I'm talking about,
Yes, of
but for
course.
example, like green spaces in super big corporation offices. So I think that all of that is a way of answering to that fast rhythm of life,
Mm.
because human beings just need rest. We can't be like robots, like going and going and going, because there's a point that we're gonna break. So I think that there's different ways to approach getting a rest in that rhythm of life. So maybe for some people it's gonna be to migrate from bigger cities, which I think it's already happening, and we've
Yes.
been talking about it. And it's been happening with artists
Oh,
a
yes.
lot
Yes.
for a long period of time, but we could see it very clearly nowadays. And I think that in other people, it can mean that in their work, they have different schedules, as I was saying, or
Mm.
they have more vacations, or they can work from home some days, so they can kind of manage their time in a different way. But I think that there's gonna get a point where something has to happen.
Something breaks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. I just this model of like inequality in the world. I am 100% understanding of working hard to earn. You have to earn something in life, and I do believe in the value of hard work.
Mm-hmm.
But many times, the people that have nothing are some of the hardest working people on this planet.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole theory just breaks apart. Like, sometimes there's like single mothers that have like 3 jobs,
Mm.
which is insane, absolutely insane. And that's where that theory of like, oh, people just want everything handed to them, and they're not willing to work hard to
I
pull
think that's
themselves up from their boots and from their bootstraps and just work hard. And it's like, oh, there's so many poor people that work their asses off every single day of their lives,
but I
and they
think that
never see an improvement. Like, they never see the world changing or the world treating them better or giving them more chances, more opportunities. So I do think that has there, like the breaking point you're talking about has a lot to do with how just ridiculously unfair this world has become. I mean, it's
and,
always been like that. It's
I
always been
think
the
that
world of like have the haves and the have-nots.
and I think that the comment that you were referring to, like, oh, people want everything just given to them. I think that's a horrible comment, because that comes from privilege.
Yeah, always.
You can only say that when you have the privilege of saying that, because I think that opportunities are not the same for everyone.
No, of course not.
So of course you can't say, oh no, they just want everything to be given to them without working, because you don't know how hard they have to work to achieve a level that maybe you were born in, like a level of economical stability that you were born in. So I think it's very sad to use that comment. I'm always super conflicted when I hear people using that comment
Yeah.
as if it was as easy as saying, oh, I'm just going to work. Oh, now I'm super stable economically. And I can, as you were saying, maybe I'm a single mother and I have 4 kids. And now that I think that I want to work, I just got a job magically. And now I can work. And now I can give food and study and everything to my kids. It doesn't work like that.
It's never as easy.
So it's very, I think it's just a horrible comment when people say that. Because I don't think it's that easy. I mean, if it was that easy, it wouldn't be a problem then.
Yeah. Just ask any hopeful young artist what it means to just go and find a job. Just ask them and listen to their stories. And you'll realize, like, if we're only talking about our little, like, community, like, listen to those stories and what it means to try to find a job as a young artist today. It is ridiculous.
Julia Tovar was saying, yes, I also wonder what place art would have in a world like that. I just know that, just how Danny is saying, I think, the pace at which we're going is just not sustainable. But probably in a world like that, if we did have art, and I'm mostly sure there would be, I don't know if the movie industry, for example, would be sustainable, at least as we know it.
Yeah, I often think about that. Or like video games. Video games that take, I don't know, $80 million to make, $60 million to make. Like GTA or, anything that's like super big, like a blockbuster IP. It's, I've always felt like, what does that look like in the future? Like, is there a need to have these, enormous jobs full of like crunch where people have to rush to try to do like, these enormous movies, just because there's this schedule that has to be met and this overarching need of whatever it is that you're working on of making, billions of dollars. Like, if it doesn't make billions of dollars, it was a failure. Like, that is absurd.
Yeah, and it's also interesting because I think that, I mean, yes, maybe we're gonna go to a slower rhythm of life, but I think that this fast rhythm and this like overproduction has inflated the costs so much that it would be very hard to go back to a slower rhythm of life, because we couldn't, if we don't work that much, we're not gonna produce that much.
Literally can't afford it.
Exactly. So if we go to a slower rhythm of life, we can't afford the world that we're living in. So I think it's complicated. Very, very complicated.
Yeah, because you were saying, let's say we go to something slower, which means it doesn't quite mean that I can't do smaller paintings or daily paintings if I wanted to. Like, you could probably, if you were given the choice, you could do whatever you want. But let's say I wanted to do like a large painting exercise that just takes time. I want to go to the middle of that field and paint every day that little bit of light every day. And maybe I live somewhere where there's seasons, so I can only paint for a couple of months during that year. But I want to do that. Like,
and maybe
that is what moves me, and it's beautiful. And it's I think that that's the purpose of my life, to be there as an observant of nature and to see how it slowly changes or doesn't change. What things remain eerily immobile and what things are just like, transforming at a rapid pace. That's my job, to just be witness to all this like different tempos in nature. I want that. Like, that's the purpose of my life. And I feel that I want to show that to people. And I think that that's beautiful. Yeah, but how do you live?
No, you can't.
How do you live? Like,
I mean,
that
you would have to have a different income.
Yeah, that painting's going to take 4 years. But let's say you have a family and you want to, you want school for, you want to get them to give them a good education. And I guess it's never about one thing. Like people that envision these societies, they always feel no, that like education would be free and housing wouldn't be expensive and food would be
But then it's
guaranteed.
yeah, but then it's not a change that we could do now.
Oh, it's going to take generations, I
Yeah,
feel.
and I think it's
Or something catastrophic.
yeah.
It's either or. Like it's either going to be I'm using my children as an example, but I have no idea if they want children of their own, but it would be my children's children's children. If
Or
that,
not even that.
yeah. I don't know if this is something that I mean I don't think you or I are going to see. I think the world is going to change, and I do think when looking back at the world, it has changed in many aspects for the better. It really has, but I think it's just going to take a very very long time.
Thumb Jordan.
Oh,
So Thumb Jordan.
Tom Thumb.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, look, that's the actual username.
I
now.
love him. He just went with it.
Thumb
Tom Thumb.
Thumb Jordan. It makes me so happy every time I read it. So Thumb was saying, I think there has already been a kind of migration of the content consumed by people online with the explosion of slow living videos that Nick was alluding to. It's an escapist niche. Escapist niche. I'm sorry. It's the
No.
copy. In a way, your videos provide that too. Watching and listening is a kind of escapism, for me at least.
Oh, for all of us. I'm going to say for all of us.
Yeah, patterns of society are cyclical.
Yep.
It's maybe to be expected that people are seeking to return to some semblance of what existed, quote unquote, before. Albeit a romanticized / sanitized
Yep.
version.
Yeah.
Liad was saying, oh, I was working like 6 jobs at once.
Oof.
And then I was almost homeless. Sorry, I missed a lot of this convo. I had to step away.
No. But you're hitting it right on the head, like by just saying like if that's your life experience.
Yeah.
That's literally what is true for a ton of human beings out there, and there's no reason this world should be like that. There's so many resources in this world that you don't get it when you realize that so many of those resources are in the hands of like few people in this world. Like so very few people in this world are in charge of what happens to billions of people.
So I think I'm going to go back to some questions
Yes,
that were
please.
asked before.
Yes.
So Mr. The Lucky Bucket was saying, is it better to paint using just medium, linseed oil, or gal kit? Or is it better to paint with just OMS? Or do you think it's better to use neither?
So there's nothing good that comes from painting with mineral spirits. Like let's talk about this not in a expressive way, because I'm sure there's artists that are out there that could tell you, oh, I love the wash that I can get with odorless mineral spirits, like with OMS. I just love the washes, the way the paint drips with solvent. Yeah, but solvent, when you look at paint in a microscope, under a microscope, and you see the effects of solvent on your pigment, it degrades, it erodes the pigment, it kills the color, it desaturates the pigment, it breaks. Like if you think of pigments as this beautiful plane, just populated by all these like little molecules of like healthy, nice, bright color, under a microscope, could you check and see if like pigment and solvent under a microscope, because I've seen images of this. So what happens with pigment under a microscope is that it becomes like an arid desert. There's nothing good, nothing good that comes from painting solely with solvent. Nothing. So I would say, aside from the expressive possibilities that could be like discovered, and those hold like those are important too. I'm not going to say those are not important, because part of what we do is based on the acknowledgement of that, of saying, I work on paper and you shouldn't work on raw paper, because paper will separate paint. It will absorb a lot of that oil and that pigment. And maybe if the pigment is, let's say, composed of heavy metals, then those metals are going to be cause a ton of trouble for that paper eventually, like through the passing of time. So it's not wise to do that. And the only justification that I could have for doing something that is hazardous for the longevity of your work, and that is also working against the healthy nature of your substrate, is that the end result, sometimes it's almost like ends justifying the means. The end result is so powerful and it's so close to what you want as an artist that you're willing to make those sacrifices, that you're willing to say, I know I'm not supposed to, but I think that by acknowledging that those are the sacrifices that I'm going to have to make, I'm also being able to access things that I would have never, ever even considered or thought possible if I had done things the proper way.
Sorry, which one is the one you want to see?
I don't know if there's a comparison of maybe that gray one.
This one?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Scanning electron microscopy.
No, I can look for no, that one.
This one?
No, lower. Is that the one you just
Says
showed me?
metal.
Oh no. I'll look for some, because I know I've seen these.
Because I've been trying to look for it, and the specific one you said.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of
pigment
this.
and solvent.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of this, like pigment with turpentine, let's say, or like what happens to pigment when you put turpentine. So I'd be very aware of what happens, in those when deciding to work within those conditions. Now that being said, like I don't think, for example, oil is a great medium. I think it's a great vehicle, but I don't think it's a great medium. So I think it's an amazing vehicle for paint. So if we ground paint in oil, oh my God, beautiful. But medium doesn't just mean that it looks great. Medium also speaks about handling, ease of handling, and drying times, for example. So there are other aspects of why you would choose a medium that are as important as just saying, oh, it looks great, it's nice, it's nice to my paint. And I, for example, don't like it as a medium. I've never liked it. For example, just linseed oil was to me the bane of my painting. I always thought it was like slippery, and all my paintings look like buttery, and I just could never get it to really feel like something that I could work well with, that it would exemplify, that through painting with that medium, the resulting painting would exemplify what I wanted from painting. I don't think so. And it was only when I saw one of my teachers use like heavy-bodied oils, like polymerized oils, like stand oil or sun thickened, that I realized, okay, mediums can have body to them, and that's kind of more interesting to me. And that made me realize that there could be like a bigger gap between, let's say, using like an oil resonance medium or like a glazing medium for leaner areas of paint compared to moments of painting where you were, trying to paint with, almost like straight sculptural paint. So I don't know. There's no, from an expressive standpoint, there's no right answer here. I can't convince you that one is wrong or one is right, because there has been incredible paintings created with people that use solvent, to move paint around, and people that have used just more traditional mediums to move paint around, or people that have used straight paint to just push paint around. So those options are just that, options, and under capable hands, they're always going to show you how amazing they all can be. And if you're not worried about things that we've always seemed to be, or concepts that we've always seemed to have attached to painting, like longevity and the ability of a painting not only to just remain through the passing of time, but remain almost like frozen in time through that passage. So it's almost unaffected by time. That's what people want of painting, which is very, very strange. If you don't attach yourself to those qualities or to those impositions, I would say, then you're a little more free to judge the mediums or solvents for what they really are.
Now I'm just like fascinated looking at
microscope?
Yeah.
At anything under a microscope?
No, look.
It's like, look at this fly.
At this one. No, look. So it's binder.
Yeah.
Pigment.
Yeah.
And linen.
And that's a linen?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
super
like
a cool cross section of a painting.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I have a Rembrandt book. There's a couple. There's one on the techniques of Velázquez that I would recommend. That it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That has the portrait of Balthasar. And the Rembrandt one that's called Rembrandt at Work. Mm-hmm. That is also incredible, like technique-wise.
And does it have like that?
Oh, yes. Yeah, they speak about that constantly.
Because I have to say I learned that when I was talking to the person that did the restoration.
Yeah.
Because they were telling us how there's like a photo or a scan they make when they can see like the layers. Yeah. Like millimeter.
Oh yeah,
of the layers.
Oh, those
so
photos
they can
are
see
gorgeous.
Like,
yeah,
I think that's so cool.
Yeah, you could literally tell everything apart, like paint layers, different pigments, grounds. Like you could separate the primer from the ground.
Yeah, as I showed you.
Lead paint, then from glazing. It was incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's super, super cool.
Solo Priest was saying this is an excellent stream. Thank you so much. Solo Priest, happy
as
you
opposed
are
to the other ones where you just talk about food and you disregard painting entirely.
No, thank you so much. And you're welcome to join us to every single stream that we do.
Oh my God. He's like,
no. You're welcome to join us. I mean, I'm not saying
every single stream.
Now you have to. No, I'm just saying. I mean, we're here.
OPL for life.
We're here if you want to be.
You better tattoo that on your butt
too. Jean Roussine was saying, I feel so much admiration and empathy for how you both describe the shortfalls of current life and your hopes for a better future. And a heart emoji. That's so sweet, Jean.
That's her French heart.
Merci, Jean.
You know.
Merci beaucoup. Qu'est-ce beaucoup?
Merci beaucoup.
Beaucoup.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
What's that?
Thank you.
No, thank you is merci.
Gracias, su merced.
Oh, really?
No, not really.
Tampoco, como gracias a ti, pensé.
Muchas gracias.
Meaning. I need to know.
Gracias.
Thank you very much.
Very
so
much.
you were very off. Gracias, su merced no era.
Su merced.
Julia was saying maybe we will have to become farmers with hobbies. And yes, after something catastrophic, probably. And Thumb was saying, I actually wouldn't be opposed to that, Julia.
No, farmers with hobbies sounds like a future, a version of a future, for sure.
Solo Priest was saying, LOL, maybe it's just the oatmeal that has me in a good mood. So maybe it's not an excellent stream. Maybe it's an excellent
maybe it's
oatmeal.
the oatmeal. Maybe it's Maybelline.
William Felipe dice
¿quién
buenas. Hola William Felipe. Qué bueno que William está volviendo a marcar asistencia acá con nosotros.
Además me encanta que saluda como si fuera el anfitrión.
No,
como
eso
buenas,
fue,
no.
fue Sofía cuando dijo. Aquí
que
llegó
sí,
Sofía.
que abrió la puerta durísimo, sí.
Aquí llegué yo,
Que
sí.
llegó tarde a clase.
Hablando de Sofía, Sofía was saying in English.
Oh.
Well, I have a part-time work and I also study at two different institutions, and I'm also going to start another work in one day a week, and I have the luck of not having to pay for rent and school because it's a public institution. But I'm always trying to do my hardest because I have some fear of not being prepared for the future as an artist here.
Yeah. That fear that you could be sheltered, where you live and your government and it's, the things that can provide for you. But you think that the outer world is like uglier and more unfair and cutthroat, and that, because the world that you've known is more balanced and kind, then that's a bad habit. Isn't that crazy?
Gonzalo Castro dice, Nico. No.
Gonzalo.
No dice Nico.
No.
Dice,
Coco.
Nico hablando de desaturación como algo negativo, creí que este día nunca llegaría.
No, ¿cuándo? Bueno, no. Pero, no.
Yo creo que te están molestando y ya.
No. Pero sí, cuando estaba hablando como de los pigmentos, como me caché diciendo eso. A ver, o sea, hasta un amarillo. Me caché. I caught myself. Sí, me caché.
Pero no caché.
Me caché.
No.
Pues cualquiera de las dos está mal.
No.
Sí.
Me caché.
Pero no, uno no se cachea.
¿Sí?
Así como uno no se mueve cuando se va a mudar.
¿Me caché?
No.
Pero no me caché. Bueno, no importa.
¿Tú por qué dices eso? Porque descachar es algo, entonces cachar
como,
es...
uy, lo cacharon.
Me cacharon.
Sí. Bueno, no importa.
Bueno,
sí.
mientras búscame si cachar es un verbo.
Nicolás. Pero respóndele a Gonzalo.
Sí, señor. Bueno, sí, señora, sin el regaño. Entonces, no, o sea, el pigmento puede ser un pigmento tierra, o sea, puede ser una tierra relativamente neutra como la tierra de sombra natural, o puede ser como el amarillo ocre, o no sé, tierra de siena tostado, lo que sea. Ese pigmento, digamos que su estado natural es un estado que es muy, o sea, puede ser un estado brillante, así como hay cosas vivas que no necesariamente tienen que ser súper saturadas, pero uno se da cuenta de lo que es como un pigmento saludable y lo que es un pigmento que está erosionado. A eso era lo que me refería. No tanto porque pues los colores menos saturados no se afecten tanto como colores que son saturados, sino porque la naturaleza del pigmento, cualquiera que sea su matiz y su croma, digamos, natural, o su croma inherente, pues esa es la que se ve afectada, esa. Entonces, a eso me refería un poquito. Pero me caché.
A ver. Dice... Cosette dice, jajaja, yo caché, tú cachaste, ellos cachan. Pero cassette.
¡Cassette! Lo máximo.
Pero Cosette cambió de tiempo del verbo. Yo caché, tú cachaste, ellos cachan.
Claro, ese es el presente. Entonces, ¿qué hacen? ¿Cachean?
No, en presente, yo
¿Cachan?
caché.
Yo cacho.
No, yo cacho, tú cachas, ellos cachan.
Ah, ¿y ella cómo dijo?
Yo caché, tú
Pasado.
cachaste,
Ah, entonces.
ellos cachan. O sea, literal
Cacharon.
cambio de tiempo del verbo.
Ah, sí, estaba en pasado, Cosette.
Sí.
Cassette, por favor, rebobine y corrija.
Ay, tan cansón. A ver, cachar. En la RAE.
Uf, déjame.
Hay 1, 2, 3, 4
No
definiciones
empieces.
distintas, te lo juro. Y cada una tiene varios puntos.
Hay algunas que sean como de países. Hay veces dicen al final como se
No,
usa en Arg,
no, mira,
Uru,
está la
Par.
primera,
Ah, espérame, a ver.
pero no, solo te voy a decir lo que dice, o sea, no te voy a leer la descripción, te voy a leer es lo que dice de las definiciones.
Sí.
Dice, debe tenerse en cuenta que esta versión electrónica da acceso al texto de la 22 ABA,
What? A ver.
edición del diccionario de la lengua española publicado en el
No,
2001.
mi amor, qué me estás diciendo, mi amor?
¿Qué?
¿De qué me hablas?
O sea, literalmente no está diciendo que alguna se usa en
Ah, bueno.
nada. O sea,
Bueno,
literalmente
a eso me
solo
refería.
dice
Es
eso.
que no
Es
sé
como,
no entendía lo que estabas leyendo.
no, pues te
Eh,
estaba leyendo lo único que dice antes de las
listo.
definiciones.
Entonces,
Por
cachar
favor,
puede ser como
concéntrate.
entender algo, como captar algo. No me cachas, no me entiendes.
Bueno, no, espera.
Buscar si hay alguna de esas.
¿Cómo entender?
Pues como sí, captar, entender. Porque una puede ser como atrapar.
Pero mira, solo te voy a decir. Está cachar 1. Cachar 2 dice que viene de cacha. Y
Mm,
cachar 3 viene del inglés to catch. Pero
mm.
sí existe ahora.
Ah,
Y número 4 también viene de cacha. Y ese sí dice Chile y Colombia, cachear.
eso era
Entonces,
lo
sí,
que...
espérame porque ahí dice...
A eso me refería.
Ah, sí. Pero mira que sí existe. O sea, digamos, el que dice cachar del inglés to catch, dice AM, sen, bol y col.
Ujú.
O sea, América, Centroamérica, Bolivia y Colombia. ¿O estoy?
Digamos,
Eh,
Uruguay, Paraguay, Colombia.
dice, en algunos juegos, agarrar el vuelo de una pelota de un
Ujú,
jugador que un jugador lanza al otro.
ujú.
Agarrar cualquier
Cacha la
objeto.
bola.
Número 2 dice agarrar cualquier objeto pequeño que una persona arroja por el aire a
Ujú,
otra.
sí.
Número 3, hurtar.
¿What?
Número 4 dice sorprender a alguien, descubrirlo. Número 5,
What?
burlarse de alguien, hacerle objeto de una broma, tomarle el pelo. Pero mira que en ese, digamos ese, que tú dices, what? Ahí no dice Colombia.
Bueno,
Porque dice Cuba, El Salvador, Honduras y México, sorprender a alguien, descubrirlo.
oye, me
Argentina,
cacheaste.
Bolivia,
Oye,
Paraguay y
me
Uruguay,
cacheaste.
burlarse de alguien y hacerle objeto de broma, tomarle el pelo.
Ese sí nunca. Lo
Agarrar, asir,
asir.
tomar.
Cáchalo.
Número 7, solo en Chile, sospechar.
Te caché, oye.
Número 8, entender, comprender, en Chile. Número 9,
¿Sí me cachas?
en Cuba, observar a alguien disimuladamente. Número 10, El Salvador, Nicaragua, República Dominicana y Venezuela. En el béisbol, servir de receptor.
El catcher.
En El Salvador, número 11, conseguir algo o tratar de obtener con diligencia y esmero algo. Número 12, en Perú, practicar el coito.
Ah, bueno.
Pero oye, es muy chistoso porque con razón la gente dice que aprender español es tan difícil. O sea, es como si usted dice cachar
En Perú y
en
tiene una bola de
cualquier
béisbol,
lugar distinto.
lo pueden malinterpretar.
No, en cualquier lugar de América Latina.
Sí.
Es como, tenga cuidado porque acá significa hurtar. No, pero acá significa practicar el coito, pero acá significa hacer una broma, pero acá...
Pero si usted sale con una bola de béisbol en Perú con su hijo
Mi
y
amor,
le dice, vámonos a cachear,
ya te dijimos
la gente
No,
lo
mi
va a
amor,
mirar
pésimo.
extraño.
Sí, ya habías dicho el chiste.
Incesto.
Ahora, y además está fatal ese chiste.
Pues es en Perú, oye.
En el otro decía hacer cachos o pedazos algo, partir o rajar madera en el sentido de las fibras, arar una tierra alomada llevando la reja por el medio de cada uno de los lomos, de modo que estos quedan abiertos.
Esa es
Uy, eso
muy
está muy
específica,
complejo.
muy particular.
Sí.
O sea, eso lo usan 2 leñadores, esa palabra.
Y dice, en Argentina, desconchar, la sopera se cachó con el uso.
No, entonces
entendí
toca buscar,
nada.
después de eso toca buscar qué es desconchar, porque
Y dice, la otra definición dice cornear,
como cachos, ¿sí?
y en la otra dice cachear.
Bueno,
O sea, por eso te digo, significa todo. O sea, creo que cachar se puede decir para decir cualquier cosa.
y yo curiosamente lo usé mal. No, yo creo que lo usé bien.
Pero es que tú dijiste cachear,
Me caché.
por eso fatal. Lo conjugaste mal, déjame decirte. Estás
No, me
igual que
caché.
cassette.
Tranquilo que me caché a
Igual que
tiempo.
cassette.
Me caché a tiempo.
Cosette dice, si es un verbo, rebobinando. Hacer cachos o pedazos algo. Si en Honduras lo usamos como que te agarré en algo.
Me cachaste, oye. Me
Margo,
cachaste
Margo Delgado.
comiéndome las sobras de la comida.
Margo Delgado dice, hola, llegué un poco tarde. Hola Margo. Lo importante es que llegó Margo.
Sí,
¿Qué tal el clima hoy? Que me acuerdo que nos dijo, creo que fue ayer, que dentro de la casa estaba como a 29 grados, creo que
sí,
dijo.
muy caliente.
Sí. A ver. So I'm gonna go back to the questions.
Yes.
See. Where was I?
I don't know.
So, remember we asked Cody about the painting he
Yes,
said
very
he's been
interested.
doing?
Yes.
Cody said, it sounds weird,
No.
but it's a painting of the devil waiting at a Mississippi crossroads to teach someone how to play guitar in trade for their soul.
That's
I like
awesome.
the idea of him as a wolf
Okay.
in sheep's clothing. So he just looks like a Depression era man, but in the shadow from the brim of his hat, he is a skull. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's like Robert Johnson
There is a legend.
written all over it.
There is a legend
Yeah.
of the blues musician Robert Johnson
Yeah, I knew it.
that he sold his soul
To the devil.
to the devil to become as good as he was. This
Oh,
painting
I
is based
knew
on
it.
that.
I knew it. I'm a fan. I'm a Robert Johnson fan.
No,
so.
and I like the description
Yeah.
a lot. Sounds
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah. You know that there's only like one Robert Johnson photograph, but I think they found like another one. But there's no sort of, there's only this one photographic like proof of Robert Johnson, and it's just weird and sad, but it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. That was like racist America at the time, so but I saw the other day that there was this other photograph that they think that it should be Robert Johnson, so maybe Cody knows a little more about that.
Lind and R
Yeah.
was saying, hey guys, I live in a really small apartment. It's pretty much one room and my bathroom, and it's not really well ventilated. How bad for my health would it be to start painting in oils?
Not bad at all, but if you use a lot of medium or solvent, I mean, if you're acknowledging that it's not well ventilated, then it's not great. I mean, if you can try to make it as well ventilated as you can, good. If not, I would seriously consider like solvent-free mediums or
No medium at all.
no medium at all. But if you really feel that you have to, that it's like non-negotiable, that you have to use mediums, consider like water miscible paint, maybe. You know, maybe that's water miscible oil paint can be something that you could be interested in.
Margo Delgado dice, hoy peor, casi 32 grados.
Ah, no.
Pero mañana ya empieza a refrescar.
Bueno,
Aunque la verdad, Margo,
32
no quiero
sonaría
ser
lo
ave de
mejor
mal agüero,
para
pero
nosotros.
cuando nosotros estuvimos en Roma, me acuerdo que nos dijeron, no, solo el primer día va a ser caliente y después va a bajar. Nunca bajó,
Nunca bajó.
nunca bajó, incluso hubo un día
Sí.
que estuvo otra vez hirviendo.
No, todos
Entonces,
pegachentísimos
sí,
los
y cada día
días.
nos decían, no, hoy no, pero mañana baja,
Tranquilos ya.
mañana
Ay,
seguro baja.
lloviznó esta tarde. Eso ya calmó la
No,
temperatura.
además nos dijeron, va a lloviznar en el día.
Mm.
Y no, y no. Y por la noche llovió. Entonces dijeron, no, eso baja la temperatura un montón. Al día siguiente, hirviendo el día.
Sí, no.
Hirviendo, o
No,
sea,
no, no.
sí, entonces, de nuevo, no quiero ser ave de mal agüero, pero eso fue lo que nos pasó a nosotros. Pero ojalá empiece a refrescar un poquito.
Ave de Malcún.
Qué mal chiste.
¿Qué
Futbolero. Ahí sonaste como que machista y dije qué mal chiste.
Cuidado.
Noel C.
Sí,
dice,
Noelín.
he suelto, ¿qué?
Ujú.
He disuelto acrílico con alcohol, pero pasa lo que han dicho, el alcohol se come todas las capas, incluyendo el gesso, si le sigues dando mano.
Claro.
Sí.
Entonces ahí ya se vuelve como, pues ahí no tiene ningún sentido entonces un solvente.
So this can let you know how old the comments I'm reading are from, like what time they were typing them.
Yeah, this is Tuesday,
So Rodrigo
so this is a Monday comment.
Romeu or Rodrigo Ramu
Ooh la
was
la.
saying, yes, Danny got it perfectly. Nicolas seems like a very decided painter.
Oh my God, that's like my first two strokes of the face.
Yeah. Dibujarte
Mhm.
dice, hola, los acrílicos los puedo disolver con agua después de que han secado.
No.
No, te está diciendo, espera. Hola, los acrílicos los puedes disolver con agua después de que han secado. Si los mezclas con jarabe de maíz y sal disuelta en agua.
Ah.
Algunos colores se resisten más a revivir que otros.
¿Cómo es? Jarabe.
Hola, te lo voy a
No.
leer de
Jarabe
nuevo.
de maíz.
Los acrílicos los puedes disolver con agua después de que han secado. Si los mezclas con jarabe de maíz y sal disuelta en agua. Algunos colores se resisten más a revivir que otros.
No es revivir,
Pero
¿no?
sí, porque disolver o revivir.
Sí, revivir no sé, ese yo no lo utilizaría porque seguramente
Porque yo,
la composición química del acrílico no vuelve a ser la que era
No.
antes. 100%, estoy 100% seguro que uno no puede devolver un acrílico después de que se oxida. 100%. A lo que era antes, no. En cambio, el óleo se mantiene siempre igual, siempre. Así se oxide, de lo que veníamos diciendo, se oxida es una capita superficial, como una cascarita, una piel superficial de la capa del aceite, pero yo no conocía eso. Le voy a creer a nuestro amigo, ¿cómo se llama? Perdón.
dibujarte.
Le voy a creer a dibujarte, porque pues yo siempre confío en la gente.
Le
A
voy
la
a
gente-
creer a dibujarte.
Ujú. Eso también suena como una canción de Arjona.
Mm.
Pero le voy a creer, pero voy a tratar de leer porque el maíz,
Jarabe
Y-
de maíz
sí,
y sal disuelta
jarabe
en
de
agua.
maíz, o sea, estamos hablando como literalmente corn syrup, sirope de maíz
Ujú.
y sal,
Disuelta
sirope
en agua.
y sal disuelto en agua, ¿eso hace que un acrílico se disuelva? What? No sé. Y literalmente no es que esté dudando, sino aceptando que no sé.
No, traté de buscar jarabe de maíz, sal, agua, acrílico, pero no me sale nada. Bueno,
Bueno,
dice
no bueno.
Emily.
¿Ya?
So, Cosette Pineda decía, preciosa su sobrina, entre paréntesis, modelo.
Es muy linda.
Emily was saying, hey guys, how's the day going? It's pretty good.
Good. Yes.
The weather is kind of, I was gonna say weird, but it's like how it's always here. Because I thought it was gonna rain, and it rained for like 2 minutes, then it stopped, then it rained again for 2 minutes, and then it stopped. So, but it's good. The day has been good. We had a good lunch.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the lunch we had.
Yeah.
So that makes for a good day too.
Oh, obviously.
Oh, so when Liat said like yes, Danny, or something like that, Liat said, Danny, I was praising you regarding the plant-based milk alternative.
Oh, yeah. Liet is our friendly vegan.
And Liat was so nice because Liat was saying she does a great job all the time. Thank you, Liat. Tani was saying, I'm painting a jar of apple jam I made yesterday, and later I'll try experimenting with painting the human body.
Oh. Jam and
Interesting
bodies.
combination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Javier Ugarte Espinosa dice, he viajado por algunos youtubers de arte o pintoras,
Ujú.
y te mencionan en varios. Eres un
Uy.
referente, te lo mereces.
Muchas gracias. Con tal de que no sea ese hijo de madre,
Sí.
no hace sino pintar en
10
papel.
canales para nunca ver.
Sí. Habla basura con la novia. Uno está queriendo saber de pintura y le hablan a uno de tostacos.
Y
¿Qué es
esa
eso?
novia no se
¿Qué es
entiende el
esto?
inglés.
Colombianos.
No, es molestando. Ay, sobre la merienda de Sophie,
Quiero.
perdimos los dos. Dice, no, jajaja, panqueques de avena con pera, canela y mantequilla de maní y un té verde. O sea,
No, pero
no le
Sophie,
pegamos a nada.
Y merienda, ya a dormir. A dormir, que es esa,
A mí sí me suena una
la
merienda
última
de...
cena.
No, qué delicia. Caro, Sandra May P, was saying, Caro is actually my surname,
Okay.
and Sandra is my given name. May is pronounced as May. So,
Oh, so it's like Zandra, Caro, May.
yeah.
There we go. Nice.
But I think they like Caro, I would guess, because they used it as their first
Well.
in the username. I mean, it says Caro, comma,
Mm-hmm.
and after that it says Sandra May P.
Yeah, but many times, like,
Or is it the way you...
well, Asian cultures, they usually have like last name first, like surname first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Kim Jong-gi, King is his surname, is his last name.
Kim Jong-gi Kim?
Yeah, Kim is his.
Oh, Kim. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get it. No, it's that you said Kim Jong-gi Kim.
So Kim
So I was
Jong-gi,
like-
Kim Jong-gi, Kim is his last name.
You were not phrasing that very accurate,
Okay, thank you
if
for
I
that.
can say so.
Thank you for that.
So-
I thought it was clear, but thank you.
Sophia.
He wrote to
dice-
me, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah. He wants to send me his new book.
Wow.
I felt like super cool.
Wow.
He was like, "Oh, I just put out a book."
Oh, I would
send
always
me your
be
address.
so happy.
And I always try to play it cool. I'm always like, okay, yeah, sure. We're both equals.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
And you're fainting here.
Oh, yeah.
Like your hands shaking.
Yeah. I peed a little bit.
Well,
I had to clean up the floor, but I actually peed. But I'm like, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you, dude.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wait.
Wait.
Because Mario Leon sent a palette emoji.
Oh,
Mario, pero Mario
Oh,
solo
come on,
mandó
that's
la
like-
paleta.
but yeah.
Entonces quiero
But
saber.
that's like gone. That's like not
No,
even...
la mandó ahoritica.
Okay.
Entonces quiero saber qué
¿Quién-
hay en la paleta, Mario.
Una larva.
Pero lo chistoso es que Mario mandó el emoji, pero no
No.
escribió qué era.
Pues, pero para ver si estabas mosca.
Sí,
Hay un
estoy
señor,
mosca.
Mario. Esta es la nariz, la boca,
Ahorita
Hay como
es
un
no, se
señor,
me fue
la
el
barba.
emoji. Se me fue el emoji.
la barba. Es como un cazador. Es como o sea, es como si hubiera un dios que talaba árboles para crear.
2 calaveras. Ya
2
se la envío al
calaveras.
Insta, jajaja.
2 calaveras.
Ay, mira, esto. Mira acá. como esto todo el cráneo con el ojo.
What? No, muy grande.
Sí, de pronto.
Sí, yo estaba teniendo una visión no global como la tuya. Muy bien, muy chévere tu
Pues ahí la
visión.
veo yo.
Yo,
No, lo
yo
que
solo
pasa es
estaba
que,
mirando las manchitas.
pero es que ¿sabes qué
Ahora
pasa?
Mario dice acá
Sí,
y acá.
sí, en la pintura,
Sí,
en el
acá.
saco, en la chaqueta de Daniela.
Sí,
Em, no, que te iba a decir que es que igual yo estoy viendo el todo,
sí.
tú lo estás viendo distinto. O sea, tú lo estás viendo desde cerca y desde el lado. Entonces,
Yo la verdad no sé dónde Mario ve calaveras. No tengo idea, está loco. Qué hueva. Qué
Nicolás, que
hueva
no seas
yo, que...
grosero, no, pero no esas palabras acá, de pronto no son bien recibidas.
Bueno, qué pena.
Mario
Me
dice, jaja,
disculpo.
enviadas.
Bueno, sí, porque ya murió.
A ver, a ver, Mario León.
Pero esto demuestra que Mario Alberto,
Una es la que yo dije.
sí, o sea, esto,
Ah, no, mentira, Mario, ¿qué es eso?
no, es que Mario vive en las nubes. Yo le iba a dar,
Mira, mira.
no, Mario, o
Y la
sea,
parte de abajo
no,
de la
Mario,
boca,
no,
Mario,
Mario.
ni siquiera existe.
Mario, por favor, nunca le muestre ese dibujo a nadie que lo haya visto hacer sus dibujos que son tan
Y la
increíbles.
otra está acá.
No, no,
Pero
no, por
creo
el
que
amor
se
de
veía más la
Jesucristo.
que yo te
Mario,
dije.
¿usted por qué trabaja borracho? Allá los dejan trabajar borrachos en el Espinal, yo no sé dónde está.
Ay, Mario. Em, la chiquita de pronto, la grande, esa
No,
sí
no, no.
estuvo un poquito
No, no,
forzada,
no.
Mario.
Yo no sé. ¿Hay aguardiente tolimense, linda?
Ya miro. Pero no, no sé.
Yo tampoco, no me acuerdo, al menos.
Sí, se llama
¿Se llama?
tapa roja. ¿Tapa roja qué? Tapa roja.
Tapa roja. Bueno, Mario
Pues
está.
además me encanta, mira. Tapa roja.
Es tapa azul. Nada más colombiano
Mira,
que eso.
tapa roja,
Ah, bueno.
tapa azul
Como
y
sello
tapa.
azul,
Sí,
sello
pero la
rojo.
primera que me salió fue
La tapa
tapa roja
roja,
con
tapa
tapa
azul.
azul.
Sí. Sí, Mario debe estar consumiendo bastante eso.
A ver, ¿Mario dijo algo? No, no dijo nada.
No.
Él dirá, ¿y yo para qué envío?
Sí,
Ese Nicolás.
para que envío cosas borracho, Mario, más bien.
Eh, Gabriel González, que nos
Ujú.
estaba diciendo que estaba dibujando,
Sí,
dice, dibujando un desnudo femenino con Prismacolors y Faber-Castell.
muy bien.
Los veo desde el oriente panameño, costa del Pacífico, en la región
Mm,
más montañosa y verde del país.
qué bonito.
Qué chévere.
Yo conocí las dos costas. Muy bonito en Panamá. Muy lindas ambas.
Lind and NR
¿What?
was, estoy leyendo un username, mi amor.
Ujú.
Lind NR
Yeah.
was saying it's Baumgartner restoration.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
I do enjoy the channel, but some retouches he does lack some drawing skills sometimes, in my opinion. But for the other aspect of restoration, I just lack the knowledge to have an opinion. He does look careful and seems to know what he's doing.
Okay, yes. So my preliminary comments are just that because I really can't speak if I've never seen him do what he does, and I honestly can't be a judge of what he does because that's not what I do professionally. So I'm just curious. I'd be very, very interested. So I'll take a look at some videos today.
Mario León dice, jajaja, muy bueno. No sé si
El
el
aguardiente, creo.
aguardiente,
Ujú.
sí.
Sí.
Cody Winnicky was saying the new photo of Robert Johnson is only the third in existence.
There we go.
It's a photo he took of himself in a nickel portrait booth.
No way. So it is like known that that's because I remember reading that it wasn't quite accepted or known, but that's awesome that if it is now considered to be like a photo, like a legitimate photo of him. That's really awesome.
Irving Torres Art
Yeah.
dice,
Oh, let me, because maybe
What?
Cody. I just want to get the name right. You can talk.
well,
You can ask. Not you can talk as in you have a voice. You can you can continue asking the
yeah.
question while I search for this.
No, because I think it's long, so I would let you look for it and
Oh,
then.
I can do this
No, I will wait.
multitask.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay, you can go ahead. So, there's a book, Cody, that maybe you have, maybe, but it's super cool because I've always thought that, anyone who's into like this very old school blues is also kind of migrates into like old school jazz. But if you're interested in that, there's a book of that's illustrated by Francis Vallejo. Who writes the book? Let me see. It's Roxanne Orgil, and it's called Jazz Day. And it's such a good book. It's such a gorgeously illustrated book. If you're into it is like a children's book, but Francis Vallejo as an artist is just tremendous, tremendous. So, I totally recommend it if you don't have it. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say. And for, Cody and anyone that likes illustrated books. First time I always wanted this book, but the first time I saw it, you know who had it?
Who?
Mario Alberto León Bonilla. And he brought it to Blanc. And when I saw it, when he brought it to Blanc, I was like, oh yeah, I'm ordering this right now. Anyways.
Let's see. So, Mario
Alberto León
Alberto
Bonilla.
León
Ujú.
dice, para no irme tan mal, o sea que de pronto sí está admitiendo lo del aguardiente, dice, para no irme tan mal les recomiendo 2 series. El anime de Attack on Titan, impresionante, les va a gustar, lo pueden ver en Crunchyroll.
Ujú.
Y en HBO, How To with John Wilson.
Muchas gracias, Mario, por los datos.
Y salud. ¿Entiendes?
Sí.
Salud. Gracias. Sigue Mario de viaje. Y me da curiosidad.
Sí, porque en esos páramos toca tomar mucho aguardiente para no sentir el frío, yo creo. Y preciosas las fotos. Mario es un fotógrafo, o sea, él se sentirá muy amateur en lo que hace, pero Mario tiene
tiene un
una
ojo
mirada
muy
y un
chévere.
ojo increíble.
Uy, una mirada.
A mí me enamoró desde el primer día.
No, pero me dio curiosidad.
¿Era entre tú o Mario? Mi vida, mi futuro.
Qué pena, Mario.
Sí.
Le gané.
Pues honestamente la
creo
carrera
yo.
no se ha acabado, estamos todavía corriendo.
Oye, pero me dio curiosidad porque busqué lo de How To with John Wilson. Y mira, este es la imagen,
Sí.
¿cierto? Yo escucho un podcast
Sí.
que se llama How To.
Ok.
Mira el How To, cómo es la imagen.
Buah.
Ay, se parece, o sea,
Pues tiene amarillo y how to.
gracias.
O sea, ese es el...
Pues sí, pero y es que antes se llamaba How To con alguien.
Pues no será él.
No.
Ahora fijo, ¡ay, sí!
No, y yo no hablas
Es el mismo, dirían otras personas.
A ver, la manera más fácil, qué pena con todos un momento. Porque es que ellos cambiaron de host. Entonces, este era antes, ya no, pero era How To with Charles Duhigg,
Ujú.
que era un Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. Entonces, sí. Pero era How To with Charles Duhigg. Entonces, no sé. Yo no sé. Si Charles Duhigg me está escuchando de pronto,
no.
puede mirar eso de How To with John Wilson.
¿Y demandarlo?
Y sí, tomar las acciones
Y
legales.
busque su plática, pelee por lo que es suyo.
Porque
lo están robando,
programa
papá.
es del 2020, este documental. Y el podcast
Sí.
Es de 21 de junio de 2019. Entonces,
Y de nuevo,
dejo eso ahí.
lo que
Dejo eso
Dani,
ahí.
la razón que Dani dice por las que los puede mandar es porque el fondo del logo es amarillo.
Y se llama How to with bla, bla, bla.
No, pero yo no creo que eso sea suficiente.
Bueno, a mí solo se me hace curioso y quisiera compartirlo.
¿Tú quieres dejar eso ahí y que pues ellos hagan ya lo que ellos
Como
determinen?
obviamente Charles Duhigg está escuchando esto.
Sí, Charles.
Charleston.
No, pues si lo vas, o sea, si lo vas a ofender así
No, es
con
un
el nombre.
apodo. A ver. ¿Qué? Yo me lo imaginaba muy distinto. Acabo de verle
quién?
la cara. ¿No te pasa que uno oye como un podcast
Sí,
y escucha la voz de alguien y luego lo
100%.
ve y es como, ¿qué?
100%.
¿Esa es la persona?
Sí.
Bueno, a ver.
Es un poquito decepcionante.
em, a ver qué dicen acá. ¿Dónde iba? ¿Dónde iba? Que Mario mandó lo de la paleta y me hizo
No, a todos.
saltar del
Hizo un
comentario
cortocircuito
y,
enorme.
y no. No había ninguna calavera, Mario.
No.
Ninguna.
Mm.
A ver, Irving Torres Art dice,
Ujú.
ahora que están hablando de Rubén Blades, o
Mm.
sea, hace 6 horas y media,
Sí.
dice, recordé el día que pintaste al mariachi y cómo me sorprendió que en Colombia es tan popular.
Uf,
A los
segundo
mexicanos
país.
nos encanta cuando vemos que otras culturas se enamoran de la nuestra y, por ejemplo, la música colombiana ha influenciado tanto que en México la cumbia ha tomado muchos matices, desde cumbia sonidera, tropical, hasta cumbias norteñas. No quiero ser controversial,
Pero,
sino tener una conversación interesante. Mi pregunta es, ¿hasta dónde sería apropiación cultural? Porque a mi criterio es solo enriquecer una cultura con la otra, pero veo que estos temas están trending de manera más negativa.
¿será que sí? O sea, digamos que muchísimos ritmos afro en Colombia, pues vienen a partir de la esclavitud de los negros que traen del África a Colombia. Pero esa música pues no existiría si no fuera por ese origen. Y, y hoy en día hay muchísimas fusiones de personas que pueden estar trabajando dentro de un montonón en Colombia, digamos, un montonón pues, de música que, pues no sé, o sea, no sé en qué punto uno dice no me pertenece, pero nos pertenece como país. Entonces uno podría hablar de eso, o hay un punto donde uno tiene que decir no, o sea, esta no es mi historia y no me pertenece. Eh, pues a mí me gusta cuando las culturas logran mm, como que proteger su historia y sus orígenes, pero también abren a la comunidad o sea, en el caso de un país o de países hermanos, como que los invitan a conocer toda esa música y se vuelve pues un espacio donde cuando uno escucha música, pues uno puede, es que estoy hablando de música, aunque yo no sé mucho de música, pero lo estoy relacionando como con todas las artes, o sea, cuando eso se abre, pues hace que otros artistas de otros orígenes de pronto, o con otras historias, pues puedan decir, wow, esta música está increíble. O sea, en el Japón se toca jazz. Eso es
Sí.
como,
Mira que
¿what? Hay
estoy...
bailarines de salsa japoneses.
Ujú.
Hay como campeones mundiales de salsa, de bailar salsa japoneses. Entonces uno dice, pues no pueden, no deben, no pueden, pero pues no
Mira que
sé.
estoy buscando
Sí,
como el porqué del auge de los mariachis acá en Colombia.
sí,
Y hay un artículo, necesito ver, del 2009 que dice, en ese momento se estaban celebrando los 50 años de los mariachis en Colombia y estaban contando que empezó por un mexicano
sí,
que era, a ver, espérate. El inicio del mariachi en Colombia está ligado a una historia de amor, cuyo
siempre.
protagonista es el maestro Regla, un
Ujú.
mexicano nacido en el pueblo de Ameca, Jalisco, que dejó de su país luego de casarse a los
no te
21.
rajes. Qué pena.
Que dejó su país luego de casarse a los 21 años con una joven bogotana.
Viva
Y
México.
estaba leyendo en otros artículos que dice que los mariachis en Colombia empezaron porque hubo mucha gente de México que estaba viniendo y ellos fueron quienes empezaron a abrir eso.
Entonces fueron los mismos mexicanos.
Los mismos mexicanos, exacto. Entonces no fue que un colombiano dijo, ay, hoy un mariachi está buenísimo, hagamos lo mismo acá, sino que los mariachis, algunos mariachis vinieron acá, crearon trabajo con eso y empezaron a contratar más y empezó a crecer la industria y empezaron a contratar a personas colombianas. Y eso así se fue expandiendo, según lo que estoy mirando acá. Que me parece súper curioso porque yo tampoco sabía cómo había llegado a
Es como el
ser
gusto
tan...
del tango en Medellín, en Antioquia por Gardel,
Ujú. Sí,
cuando estuvo Gardel allá.
sí. Pero bueno, esto creo que es porque, o sea, no porque estuvo alguien acá,
Pues estuvieron mexicanos allá.
no, allá, acá.
Ah, bueno, sí. O sea, estuvieron mexicanos en esa época, me refería.
Sí, pero ellos mismos crearon la industria mariachi acá.
Y educaron a la gente a...
Exacto, ellos dijeron, nosotros vamos a abrir nuestro sitio de mariachis. Y después vino más gente mexicana, según de nuevo el artículo que estoy leyendo. Y empezaron a abrir más y más y más. Y como empezó a expandirse, empezaron a contratar gente de acá.
Sí.
A ver, David Rodríguez dice, holas, he escuchado que en algunas partes de México también se escucha mucho el vallenato.
El vallenato ya se escucha en todo el mundo.
Sí, y es curioso porque yo creo que con cosas de música, mm, con la facilidad de acceso que tiene uno a la música, o
Ujú.
sea, yo conozco gente que le gusta solo música, o bueno, no solo, pero que escucha música de cantantes de Australia y los cantantes de Australia vienen acá y se llena el concierto. ¿Sí me entiendes? O sea, yo creo que
Mm,
las fronteras de la música se han
sí.
abierto un montón porque uno tiene como un fácil acceso a la música ahora.
Sí, Mario Alberto escucha K-pop.
Ujú. No, y como así, la audiencia de K-pop es gigante,
Claro.
gigante, y no es gente que de pronto diga, no, es que yo estuve allá y
Ujú.
escuché la música y ahora me encanta. Es como gente que
Bueno, Mario Alberto
desde
sí es de
acá,
los que viaja para conciertos así, pero
pues sí, pero yo no sé si él ha estado en Corea. O sea, a lo que voy es gente
2023.
que no dice, no, es que fui a Corea, lo escuché y me encantó, sino es una persona que puede decir, no, es que yo desde Bogotá
Sí.
pude escuchar K-pop y me encantó. Entonces, creo que ya no es como antes que uno tenía que viajar hacia un país para conocer la música de ese país y que entonces le gustara,
O para
sino que,
justificar más bien.
o
Porque
para
pues
conocerla
escucharla uno podía
también.
escuchar cualquier cassette o cualquier, o
No,
sea,
porque de nuevo estás hablando ya, pero sí, pero tú cómo ibas a conseguir un cassette acá en Bogotá. No era tan fácil conseguir un cassette
con
acá en
cassette,
Bogotá no, mi amor, pero en serio, como un cassette acá en Bogotá de música de Londres.
gutural
Tenías que viajar hasta Londres a
de,
conseguirlo.
de Groenlandia.
Bueno,
No, pero te estoy dando la
no,
razón.
estás ahí haciendo un chiste, Bobín. A ver, Leslie Cavazos Garduño
Gavazos Carduño.
estaba diciendo, de nuevo hace mucho tiempo,
No,
decía,
pues ya todo el mundo se fue.
hola chicos, ¿es una paleta nueva o la limpiaron? A mí
No,
me
¿por qué
encanta que
tanta
la
gente tan
gente,
sorprendida con la paleta?
yo creo que eso dice
Hay
algo,
un
mi
punto
amor.
donde me ofendo, donde agradezco el comentario, pero también me ofendo.
De pronto te están...
Un indirectazo de que soy un marrano pintor acá,
no, 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 no. Te están dejando saber
que soy un
que la
cerdo cuando
anterior no
pinto.
estaba tan limpia, digamos.
Gracias, gabazos.
Em, Maria was saying, do you know any simple exercises or maybe some masters I can go to learn more about glazing?
Woof. I mean, quintessential is Titian. Titian glazed, dozens and dozens of layers in his painting. I'm trying to think if there's a good book on glazing that would explain it, I think, thoroughly. I know Victor Chang, who's a painter, he wanted to do a book on glazing for the longest time, or a book on painting techniques for the longest time. And I remember seeing like images that he had on glazing, and they were super cool because he's actually made paintings in the manner of, and he's done a bunch of paintings in the manner of, like as exercises, like academic exercises. But I don't think that book ever came to be. So, oh, you know who's really good? Let me get his name right. So there's a Japanese painter that's called Osamu Obi. So Osamuobi. Osamu Obi. And his webpage is osamu obi.com. And his Instagram is osamu_obi. That's it. And he glazes all the time. That's how he paints. And he's very, very good. Like very, very good. He has like an earthy underpainting, kind of like, I'm looking at one of his, and it's never like mine. His are far more explicit, and he's an incredible draftsperson. But he has gorgeous underpaintings. Then he uses what I imagine to be lead white. I think he works traditionally. So he does lead white for his big masses of light. He'll leave certain areas of his ground as transitional areas, and then he'll glaze. All he'll do is glaze. He doesn't apply opaque paint on top. So he'll just glaze the rest of it. So the modeling is actually done in the underpainting, and the coloring is going to be done through the glazing. I think he's the best. I think he's the most basic and simple and best at showing you what glazing can be. So that would be my suggestion. But I don't know if he has any like videos showing you. Like he'll show you small videos of what he does, but he's not explicitly telling you what he uses as medium. But you could contact him, maybe. Maybe he can give you information.
I want to see. Maybe here.
What are you looking for? Can I know or not yet? Not yet.
That I was curious.
Yeah.
Because when I was seeing the thing of the restoration,
yes,
they were not restoring it with paint, but with colored glaze.
Yeah, they use that, I know.
So they can subtract, like take it away.
Yeah, you're right. That is one thing I know.
Mm-hmm.
For example, there are paints that are ground in resin, that are ground in varnish, in Damar varnish.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Schminke does a lot of those paints
mm-hmm.
that are literally ground, and they are like conservation paint.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not oil, it's not as the vehicle, but varnish.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't really know if it. I mean, it should be. It should be. It could be just varnish.
No,
but
it was. I mean, I saw like the cans.
Yeah.
With colored varnish that they
Yeah,
used.
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
because I had no idea about it. Maybe it's something that everyone knows, but for me, it was like
no. I never knew about that, and I forget who told me like years ago. But yeah, so Schminke does those paints.
Because I think I saw another brand.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And if it's Italian, like maybe it's Italian paint. Italians love Italian stuff.
No, I don't see it. But yeah, I was remembering that because I remember that was like something I learned. I had no idea about that. So,
Do you think where is this guy Baumgartner from? Could you check? Could you
let's
do like a
see.
quick search about who he is?
Good memory.
Well, that name is like easy to remember that last name.
Oh, so it's Chicago-based art conservation studio.
Okay.
So it's not one person, but it's a studio.
Oh. But I'm guessing there's a director to that studio. Or...
Well, because you look for Baumgartner Restoration, and it says founded in 1978.
Okay.
So, so maybe it's this one.
Do you think we should try to contact them? I'm gonna try.
Because it says Julian Baumgartner.
Okay. I'm gonna try. I mean, I always believe that I lose nothing by trying. So.
And I think it's very interesting because, as we were saying, maybe we're like, no, that's lifting a lot, and maybe they're like, I mean, I know what I'm doing. I've already done little
maybe
tests.
There's like so many
and
tests.
This is the way you do it.
Right.
So
right. That would be cool, though.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, because it says meet Julian Baumgartner, the conservator whose hypnotic YouTube videos of art restoration have gone viral.
Okay.
So I think he's the one in charge of the YouTube channel.
Of the wiping.
Of the YouTube channel.
Okay. Yeah, so it would be cool to know if we are coming at this from absolute ignorance, which we probably are. And it would be cool to see somebody say, no, this is what's happening in the video. Like maybe we do it for artistic, like for theatrical purposes, but it doesn't mean that it's
the way it's always done.
Yeah, or that it's terrible practice.
Yeah. And I would also like if you could ask, because I've told you and you were like, no, I don't get what you're saying. When I was telling you,
that sounds like a loaded question. Yeah.
no. You know what I'm gonna.
There was an editorial part to that question. No. But sure, go ahead.
No, because you were like surprised.
Okay.
Because I was telling you that they were telling us how the restored part.
Yeah.
They use like it was called like a vertical brushstroke.
Oh right.
Because I was telling you and you were like, but how? And I was telling you that if you look super close. Those specific, because they were telling us that in different places of the world, they use different type of brushstrokes to let the next restorers know that those patches were restored.
Like a signature style.
Yeah, and if you see it,
it's pretty amazing.
From afar, you
never
can't
know.
see.
Yeah, you don't see it.
But when we were looking up close, we could see like the tiny lines going vertical.
That's crazy.
Which I think it's amazing because I had no idea. And again, I have no idea how they do it. Because I think, I mean, if I as a painter think about something that I have to repaint, I see the way in which the brush strokes of the painting were made for it to make sense. So I can't, like my brain can't compute how to make it all vertical lines, or if it's maybe something they pass afterwards, so that's the way it reads. I have no idea, but I think it was super interesting. So
I think it's since they usually don't have to work on super large areas of a painting. I mean, it's not as if you need to rework all of this.
Yeah, but
I mean I'm sure
if you're talking about a bigger painting, there's a big chunk of paint that you have to restore. It's not always like tiny spots.
Right, but what I was about to say is that if you could do this, which is like true strokes, but if you take like a tiny brush and you just fill that area, one by one.
But they were
like
not
all
tiny.
These little... No?
No.
They're not. Nobody would do a stroke like this though on a painting. I mean, although you know what, I'm super curious to see how they restore. I mean, Russians. I mean, they do stuff different. They do stuff how they want to do it, but they're very knowledgeable too. So the painting of oh my god, the Repin painting that got attacked. Maybe it was 2 years ago. This thing just fell, so I'm just trying to prop it up again. Which was attacked, by the way, before. I'm very curious because, it's a very loose painting. Like Repin was a very, very brushy painter. So it would never make sense to do like tiny little like masses of color, or, like tiny little brush strokes. It would be like, how do you restore a Zorn? Like in the if a middle of a brushstroke is missing.
That's what I feel.
Like,
that's super interesting.
yeah, you have to paint a brushstroke. At some point, you have to just say, I need to like put a brushstroke down. So I'm wondering what that's going to look like. It's probably going to take. Let me see if it's already. And I think I'm done. By the way.
Yeah, but your phone
so.
is showing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Todavía.
Oh, okay. How about here?
Yeah, better.
Okay.
Ahí estaba viendo que Pair Gineros dijo, hola muchachos. Hola Pair. Estaba tratando de mirar los comentarios que de pronto no he leído. Que me faltaron algunos.
Sí. So, no, it was, oh my God. It was vandalized in 2018? I thought this was, I mean, time has just gone by like crazy, but let's see. So it was 2018 when Ivan the Terrible was vandalized, but I know that it was vandalized even before that. But I'm trying to see if it's already up. Maybe?
Because I remember you showed me how it was vandalized.
Oh yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a real shame. I mean, I understand the what paintings represent, and that's why people are gluing themselves to paintings. I understand that paintings can be this they can serve as a
triggering, maybe?
No, like something that makes, whatever you're trying to push visible. Whatever you're trying to say can be just what's the word I'm looking for? Like that voice of whatever you're trying to say
can be echoed, yeah.
Yeah, but like, in ways that you would never ever imagine if you accompany that act with whatever way you want to affect the work of art. Like, I guess that's just a way of being noticed, and the people that are gluing themselves, they say, what does it matter if the world is, if the world is ending, if we are causing the world to just collapse environmentally, like, what does it matter that we have nice paintings when the world is going to just go on, blow up and go on fire? And I guess, that if that's what you believe, like, so powerfully, I'm guessing that nothing can be like, what is more important than the place that we inhabit? Nothing. It doesn't matter. Everything else would pale in comparison to trying to save your home. So I guess for them, for the people that are, that are just maybe up to the point where it's very dogmatic, but for the people that want to defend this wholeheartedly, they don't care about Botticelli, or they don't care about any painting that they can glue themselves to. And and their argument will always be, well, what's the point? What is this going to be? How is this going to be useful when there's no water, or when we're killing like species in this planet because we're polluting our waters, or when the temperature has risen so much that parts of countries and coastlines just disappear? Like, what does it matter to have like a nice painting? I mean, I get it. Under that argument, then nothing else matters. Nothing else can matter. And what they're saying is that if, their argument is, if museums truly believed in their responsibility as institutions that can shape, thought enough to be able to enough to feel like they are responsible of having a part in trying to redefine what it is to work towards a more environmentally friendly planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are part of an institution and you believe that you have a role to play, what they're saying is, close your museums. Don't allow people in to see art until these bigger companies or these governments want to take action, and plausible action, like something measurable in terms of their environmental policies. I think that's what's behind all these gluing yourself to paintings that has been going on for the past couple of weeks or months. Yeah. So I don't know. Again, it's one of these, to tie it to a small part of the conversation that we were having before. It's understanding art's bigger role in a society that's fighting for things that seem to be far, far more relevant to its survival. And art seems to be like a small sacrifice, or art that reminds us of our history seems to be like a very small sacrifice. So yeah, I never know how to feel about those things. Because I do think it's kind of pointless in many ways, but I do feel that they do get, the news, the bits of news that's written about them, and the videos that are done about them.
Well, they keep the conversations going.
Yeah, so, and that's, and maybe the people, maybe people say, oh, that's very stupid. But that's what they wanted, for you to see that. And for you to say, why is it that they were gluing themselves to painting?
And to that specific painting?
Well, they've been gluing themselves throughout Italy to paintings that have nothing to do,
Well, but with the one of Botticelli, it makes sense.
Oh yeah, well,
because it's like, nature.
Yeah,
everywhere.
you could try to make sense of it, but and by the way, they glued themselves to the glass that's protecting the painting.
Because we were there.
Yeah, there's a piece of glass.
Yeah,
there's a thick piece of glass between you and your painting. You and the painting.
Your painting. No.
Our painting. Humanity's painting.
Or no one's painting.
Or
too.
nobody's painting. Well, I choose to believe that it's our painting.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, I get that they got their message across, for sure. So I just don't know how effective it's going to be.
Yeah.
But and maybe they keep doing these things, and maybe they do it to the point where, because they try to be cautious. They never, like, they glue themselves to the frames of the paintings, for example.
Yeah.
They never glue themselves to the actual painting.
Because they don't want the actual, like, repercussions.
Well, I'm sure you're going to get arrested. That's going to go on your criminal record.
But I remember I read about the Botticelli protesters.
Yeah.
They were taken to a police station in Florence, and they were prohibited to enter Florence in 3 years.
So banned from Florence.
For 3 years, but that's it. So no jail, no. Yeah, but
that's a criminal record.
Yeah, but Repin's vandalized painting.
That dude is free, I feel.
No.
You never know.
No, no,
Did he
no.
get jail time?
I think he did. And I
Yeah.
think I read that they were trying to give like a super harsh sentence.
Didn't he just say that he was, because I think he first said that there was something
Like triggering.
that, like, there was a reason for it being for them using, or what Ivan the Terrible meant, or for them using that image. And then it was like, no, I was just drunk and I just did something stupid. I don't know. It's something weird like that. Sadly, we don't get, you know, from Russia. We very rarely get information that seems objective enough.
Let's see. Because I'm reading at an April 30 hearing, the court found Igor
Igor. Mm.
Podporin,
Mm.
maybe,
Yeah.
guilty of damaging a Russian culture treasure.
Mm.
Realist painter Ilya Repin's 1885 work depicting the seemingly anguished ruler cradling his bloodied son after mortally wounding him
It's a tremendous
in a
painting.
fit of rage.
Tremendous painting.
So they say he used a metal pole from the barrier of the museum.
Yeah, it's too much, but yeah.
So he pleaded partially guilty.
I love that. Partially guilty.
So it says...
That's like being, like, kind of pregnant.
Podporin justified his actions by, ¿cómo se dice? Citing that he called the quote-unquote falsehood of the historical facts depicted on the canvas.
Right, yeah.
Suggesting that the Tsar did not kill his son. Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, there was something like that
talked
first.
About this.
But there was something like that first, but then I think he got a reduced sentence just by saying that it wasn't that, but he was drunk or something like that.
So let's see.
So while you're looking for that, if you want, I'm just going to finish off.
Yeah, go ahead.
By saying, this was weird painting to do, because I've had to try and establish how much of how descriptive do I want to be with this hair. Like we were mentioning Botticelli, who is like, the absolute king. I would say like him and somebody like Albrecht Dürer are just geniuses at doing these flowing locks of hair and being super, super descriptive and having like some of the most gorgeous drawing when trying to describe that flow of the hair. But again, we're referencing some of the best painters in history and specifically at doing something that they are, really renowned for. So I am neither of those two painters. I'm never going to be those two painters. So I can just do the best of a bad job, like Edwin Dickinson says, and try and see how abstract I want it to be and how descriptive I want it to be. So I know that the painting that I want has to have, and I'm 100% sure now looking at it, Danny, that I'm not going to be able to do it in one sitting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably going to take me a few more sittings.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably going to be able to do some of the portrait and hair next session. And then I have to do like the rest maybe on Friday's session or later on.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know is that I want this to be open, like abstract, and then suddenly find some like locks of hair. And I want it to feel lush. Let's see if we can get that to work.
Yeah.
Just feel like a lot of hair. And because Christina's hair, there's like strands that are very descriptive. And then there's moments that are very kind of fluffy, that feel kind of poof. There's like fluttery, poopery. So it's very hard to find shape and form within those moments. And I guess it would be beautiful, like if I could do like a really, we were talking about glazing, but just like those nice, soft, very, very soft. Think of like Lord Leighton soft area of paint. And if I could pull that off, that would be amazing. But that's, again, beyond any of the small capabilities that I have. and what we could do in a time frame that serves the exercise that we do with our channel. So we're going to try to have all these things meet at some point and be intelligent enough, if we can, to describe those moments of the hair in good areas that kind of give us that sense of structure, and then open it enough so that we can get away with painting. We can let painting come and be our aid in trying to describe such a complex subject matter. And we can make it we can describe hair, and then we can make it more about paint in areas that can feel more broad. I was really worried about hands yesterday, but I now see them better.
Yeah.
And I think they do work a little bit better now that I see them tonally, and just the hierarchy that they occupy in the painting. I have no idea how I'm going to pull off that little strand of hair, because when I look at it, there's tiny little, almost like indentations that give you a sense that that's she was braiding like this tiny little braid of hair while we were talking. That was on this past weekend. That it was Samu's birthday, so all of his cousins and his aunts and uncles were together in my mom's house.
Yes.
So that was her just like talking, passing the time, just braiding her hair. So I thought that was amazing. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't think I can pull that off well, or I don't think I'm going to be able to do that justice, but I'm going to try. Again, it's one of those areas that you have to be super, super intelligent. But I also think that tonally, the painting is so close together here. I can see accents that are important here that give shape to her neck. That one's super important. I mean, aside from the ones that give shape to her skull here and to her jaw. Here she has a small what do you call it, top?
A shirt.
Yeah, like a shirt. So you can kind of see that kind of V shape on that side that speaks about her chest, which is nice because it gives you an idea of how her torso is turning. And then how that little bit of what we understand as her torso pushes out into her hips. We see this, and then that kind of turning. So it plants her really, really nicely. But it also has to be super abstract, because I don't want anyone thinking oh, look at how well you painted the jeans here of her hips. That's not the painting. That's not what
over describing.
Yeah, who cares about that? Yeah. Even this knee here, that has to be super, super loose, because I don't care to say knee over here. I'm more interested in that being light against this dark of the plane of the hand. But that serves no purpose as a knee. I even don't like that it's light. So I have to try to change that value a little bit, so that I want my lightest value to be here and trickle down in this braid, and you connect it with the hands. But I don't want it to be a knee in the bottom of the painting, because nobody cares about that base of the painting. You want to look at those hands. You don't want to look at the knee. So I have to alter that value a little bit. In fact, I should lower it just super quickly. But then that's about it. I think that we have a plan, and we have a good enough foundation to do the rest of the painting.
Yes.
And it is entirely up to us to totally mess it up. So I can live with those odds. That's usually every single painting that we'll ever do.
No.
It's everything is there for this to be super cool. And
then here
you have this very godlike power of turning it into mush. So, yeah. So I think that's good. I don't know what I'm going to do with I kind of like these almost insinuations of space. These are frames, and this is a wall.
Oh, yeah, they can see the reference.
So right. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling super stupid, but
no.
I'm just pointing. This is hair.
Yeah.
So I don't know how descriptive I want to be. of these little moments. I'm more interested in like atmosphere and space. But obviously the whole painting is this. It's like this like this peak of that
Like a
pyramid,
mountain?
this apex of that pyramid, and then it just like almost like this very sharp descent into bottom where you have expressive enough hands that can be, they have to play their role. You can't make incredible hands down here because then your eye is going to be jumping back and forth. They have to be secondary characters in this painting, but they have to be perfect. You know, if you mess these up, it's like, because you don't want to be here and it's like, oh, look at that little braid. Oh, let's take that ride down that slide. And where did we get?
Nothing, yeah.
To a piece of crap hand.
Or to the end of the paper.
Oh, yeah. Good night. And then you go home. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how we do. A lot of times people ask me about the red or violet-y or magenta-ish pencil that I use. It was so accidental when I used it, and it was so not on purpose when I started doing underpaintings, because I used to do underpaintings like crazy when I was younger. But whenever I see that red sort of vibrate underneath the umber underpainting, I love it.
Yeah.
I really like it. And it has nothing to do with me or anything. It's just a drawing. You know, it could be one of those like chalk drawings from the Renaissance. I'm not saying my drawing resembles any chalk drawing from the Renaissance, but it could resemble that kind of earthy reddish chalk or orangey chalk that you used to see in those drawings. And then thinking about the underpainting, you know, it can also resemble those, you know, very Baroque underpaintings that are beautiful. But when they come together and they look a little more, what would I call it? Like artificial, maybe, but nice. Kind of like there is a kind of artificial quality to it, but it also looks very vibrating and nice. It's almost like a neon sign. I don't think neon signs are particularly beautiful, but they're very very powerful. Yeah, they catch your eye, even if you don't want to look at it. So I think that's the kind of strange quality that has. It's very, what do you call that? Like mesmerizing. Again, I'm not saying my drawing or my underpainting is mesmerizing. I'm just saying that when I look at that, I'm like,
the relationship between.
Yeah, there's something about that kind of marriage of those two coming together that it's so sexy. It's so nice. Like your eyes just like it, or my eyes just like it. So that's, and probably I wouldn't force this onto anyone, but that's why, I keep doing it. And that's why I was thinking, oh, I'm going to just grab any color. Like I'll just grab a blue. It doesn't matter. And then I was like, no, I want to use that little magenta color that I still have, or like a red color that I still have, because there's something about those relationships that I know myself also, and I know that I'll let them sort of breathe in some areas of the painting, so you can kind of see them at some points, and it's like little candy. I mean, it's like a little Easter egg of what the history of the painting. So I like that. I like when a painting can speak about how it was done, and it leaves those little crumbs for us to just follow and enjoy. Anyways,
so
that was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's see. Rustling.
Oh, by the way, can I finish saying this, Danny?
Okay.
People have been so patient. The people that have bought our paintings, so patient, that they are amazing. Like we have no bigger words of gratefulness. I don't know what I'm saying, but we can't express our being grateful more than what we're saying right now, because
you're just like super entangled. But I get.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going down a drain.
Like we are as grateful as we can be.
Yes, thank you, Danny, for that.
Everyone's
thank you for
patience.
the save. Yes, that's amazing. So the paintings that have been backed up, all of them are being sent tomorrow. So I'm about to make
top. ¿Cómo así?
Backed up.
The paintings that have been bought.
No. The paintings that have been bought that are backed up because we haven't.
Oh yeah. No. Now I get it. Now I get it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So those are all going to be sent tomorrow. So thank you so much. All of them are going to be FedEx tomorrow. So
Yes.
thank you so much. If
Yes.
you're listening to this and you're like, where the hell is my painting? Your painting is going to go
Or where the hell is my automata and
I
the
know.
painting from
plus
the
painting.
Yeah.
It's
gonna
heading
ship
your
it
way
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Heading your way tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we love you, and thank you for believing and trusting in us, and thank you
Yes.
for your patience. So
And to finish,
yes,
Cody Winnicky was saying,
Cody.
did you purposefully paint a cartoon skull in the thumbhole of your palette?
What? Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I
Because
just
they were
wanted
saying
to
like,
end with
where
that.
are the skulls? And I was like, I don't know. This one looks like a skull, I guess.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
thank you, everyone, again, for joining us. Thank you for being here, for
Yes.
joining the chat, or thank you if you're just listening.
Yeah, lurking, listening. We love
We're happy to have
lurkers.
you all. Yeah.
Sounds creepy, but we do.
And we'll see you tomorrow
Tomorrow.
for the painting portion
Yeah.
of this 3-step painting.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen it, today's part 2. And yesterday, Nicolas did the underdrawing. So you could check it out. It's also here on the...
No, me.
Oh, I thought you were looking at a video.
No, I was just trying to do like check it out.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
So, yeah. If you want to, go look at it. And we'll see you tomorrow here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
That was abrupt.
Bye.
Oh, that was a